Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats. Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
Bring it back.
Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats. Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
Bring it back.
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 Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team, pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, pick. Dire team, pick. Radiant team.
Sada.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team, ban. Dire team, ban. Radiant team, ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
That one coming.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Dire team, pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant Radiant team, pick.
Warlock.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team, pick.
Venomancer.
Radiant team, pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds
Radiant
remaining.
team, back.
Drow Ranger.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team, pick. Five seconds remaining. Dire team, pick.
Thanks.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Go ahead. Select your heroes. You really should prepare for battle.
Was a puppy playing it, and the net worth advantage that it gave them was pretty good. It actually accelerated at a good pace. It kind of looks like he's going the same build. He's starting to regen, so that means that 3-3 is going to have a tougher time, but like he said in that interview a couple weeks ago, he likes playing the harder than normal lanes because he knows that it's giving more things to his team, which if they can get a good timing on the levels here for snaking and Ranger has a good lane, then they can absolutely do some good stuff. That's some temptation, but Team Liquid on the back foot.
And I think if one person can really, you know, do well with this sort of transitioning Venomancer that goes into jungle or whatnot, it's definitely snaking. Although, hold that thought, as 33 has already had a little bit of a skirmish over here with Liquid, but it's going to be absolutely fine. But yeah, you know, we've seen snaking play the Enigma, right? He goes straight into jungle, and he does a lot with this particular hero. Granted, this time around, not that giant ultimate in the sense of, you know, like a black hole where he's going to be able to turn the tides of fights, but definitely he's going to be very farmed.
Yeah, he should be able to get good levels and good farm, and then use that to control a lot of area with plague wards and things. In fact, he can. And right now, this is kind of one of the nice things about Benno Jungle is that you can get plague ward level 1, and it doesn't feel like you're completely game. So this should be fine. It will only going to be 1 there with the Radiant side. Nice fire snap cookie from the Snapfire.
And they're already cutting down some of these wards here as they go through. Quite making his way down to the bot lane. Are they? They're starting off with something that's looks like a tri-lane. No, they're moving off here.
Means for Liquid here, Mickey tiny safe lane should be doing pretty darn good here. Not that I expect to contest very much, so I think that most interesting battle will be just how fast snaking farms, and then how much Insania gets done, despite the fact that he's against a solo here. So if you can keep 3-3 pretty zone solo, it's going to keep 3-3 behind where he would like to be, and could change a lot here.
I mean, this is, as long as they start to do like some sort of stacks as well for the Axe, I think it'll be fine, even if he's being, you know, really challenged here. But it is interesting that snaking is starting off just straight off the bat in the jungle. Yeah,
it should work pretty good. He's about to basically be able to pull 2 camps together. One's a large camp, one is a medium camp, I believe. So he should be able to accelerate pretty quick. Plus, he's got the Bladestone to amplify their damage by 10%, which ends up helping a lot. And Plague Wards deal extra damage against creeps and neutrals, less against heroes. So this is going to be pretty quick. If I hadn't seen Puppy do this once before, I'd be a lot more unsure about it. But it just takes a lot of resources to contest him, and it's just more important, basically, for Taiga to secure Quakefist farm. So they're basically just going to let him do this. It's just not that worth it. Let like Drow have an easy lane in the zone farm. They'll do more, just like let him get his farm.
Now, how concerned are we, though, here with the fact that 33 is getting pushed so far back? And also, I want to highlight the fact that Liquid, you know, usually we see Sumail being the one who's kind of, you know, making these moves early, setting the tempo. This time around, it is, of course, Mickey who's going to be making those moves on the Tiny. How do we feel this is?
It should be fine because of who Tiny is as a hero. He's very good at roaming around and getting kills. Mickey plays a lot of mid, so he's got the same, you know, he knows how to roam, he knows how to get kills and pressure like that, so it should be fine. The only thing that's going to be negative is that Mickey's going to have less levels because he's in a safe lane instead of a solo lane, so he might not have as many levels of Ember quite as early. But.
Okay. 33 just going to do some creep wave mechanics here, trying to just pull off the side. Doesn't want to really stay in that lane too much. And then the bottom lane, you know, Skeeter's managing to handle very nicely.
And Insania did a great job getting one of the camps pulled. In fact, both. Right, you can't pull to these ones. But he got a range creep to stay in the air, which is good. He's doing a good job limiting what Axe is getting out of this. Only 2 last sets right now for 3-3.
It's getting the levels at the very least, right? I feel like that's pretty important. The traditional off lane, it was always just, you know, getting those levels online.
He's basically not aiming to get like a fast Vanguard and abuse that. He's just trying to get levels, that way he can catch up and contribute to fights. Or when his team starts death pushing, he doesn't necessarily have to go push a different lane.
That's true.
So Treant Protector did get some buffs recently. Leech Seed mana cost is really low right now. It's only 80. And it got returns to its AoE aspect. So the Leech Seed will heal like everybody on your team if you're fighting near the Leech Seeded target. So that basically puts Treant back to like an amazing lane stabilizer. Which is part of the reason that he's pretty effective.
Is he still going to be as effective as we get further into the late game? I know, you know, definitely having the overgrowth, which pierces, you know, Magic Immunity, super value, but as this game goes further on, is he still going to have that impact?
So it's a little different. He doesn't get invis talent anymore. He has to buy a shard to do that. So he can't be as annoying with split pushing just by being level 10. He has to spend money or wait to 20 minutes. That part is worse. But mostly Tree and Protector, other than the nice overgrowth aspect, is absolutely right. Great against BKBs or people playing Manta. Maybe a kill here.
He's got the cookie hop. They're going to need a little bit more slow than that. So Taiga's going to be absolutely fine.
But other than that, like other than that ability to split push and delay your towers dying, just being able to armor your trees or your towers to keep them alive helps give you an advantage and should help keep his team ready to push. And that could be a really big thing if he uses pushing circumstances, because if he gets a couple points in it, he can actually really help keep the creep wave alive. Because the amount of heal that you pump out later is a huge amount. You do like 300 AoE heal. Like if he goes like a holy locket or something, this could be busted. And he did buy really fast Fluffy Hat.
Good old Fluffy Hat spotted though, a little bit out of position here, is getting slowed down though with the bash from Koifa, and that is going to be the first blood. They might be able to turn this around over to Koifa if they can keep that vision, but they don't really have it here. Skeeter walks right next to him, he's already able to teleport out.
So he tried to hit a timing there. He got the level 2 lead seed, and then they went for a fight. But that minus armor was just way too much.
Top lane 33 is just poking a little bit here with Insania, but it's allowing Mickey so much farm because it is just too hard for this act to really be there in that lane. And another nice thing you noticed earlier too, coming out from the side of Tundra, is they made sure to get themselves the water runes. So we talk about the mid lane being a little bit more forgiving recently. There's a lot of regen available, but not when the supports are making those rotations.
That's a tough one for Morphling. He had an empty bottle too, so he's gonna have to go back and heal as a result of that. So pretty big rotation. Dota had basically perfect items for that engagement. He's got a Ring of Protection as well and a Fluffy Hat, but yeah, the minus armor from Lil Shredder plus the physical damage from Slardar just cut right through him a little bit too hard. So he was not expecting to die there, and that's going to hurt their lane a little bit. Could have catapulted them into a better lane.
Now, is this a situation? I know we had another game where there was a lot of minus armor coming out from one of the particular teams. In fact, I had a TA on top of that. Do you just start stacking armor on people too to help, you know, kind of tank them up so that they can survive these engagements?
Yep. Yeah, armor is the best counter to minus armor. So heroes that have high armor, like Morphling or like Drow Ranger, who has a lot of agility, they naturally counter minus armor lineups. Usually, like strength heroes are really minus armor is one of the better versions, better heroes that have minus armor against, because they just don't have as much agility. But agility heroes typically just get a lot of armor for free.
But is this the situation too? Oh, there's a nice double damager in here available for 9. Is this also a situation where we're starting to see, you know, the Solar Crest and like the medallion, so you can stack on those sorts of things too, going full maximum armor?
That's why Snapfire loves that. Because not only can you use it offensively for minus armor with the medallion, or you can just put it on your cores later to push. But with that said, I'm not 1000% sure if Tundra is going to want to go Solar Crest. It's still really good for pushing towers with Drow, but she's naturally long range, so she can siege towers pretty safely just with extra attack range. She may not need Solar Crest to do it quite as quickly.
I wasn't sure for some of the other heroes though to be able to stack it up.
Yeah, but it's more about amplifying your carry. So because Drow doesn't need it as bad, maybe they won't bother that much. Like, just stand here by 3 feet, protecting himself against the Abbot toss and Mickey could have grabbed him with. He's going to go the long way back to his tower. Not a good job so far. He doesn't have that many.
The cookie hop forward, they silenced Koifa, but it didn't matter because I got the cookie, and now Koifa's just gonna go run down Skeeter right underneath the tower. They just need one more hit. He's gonna tank some of this damage, so they have the salve actually, but they'll go right in again. Another hit, and that's a dead Skeeter. Koifa still being chased here by Fata. He's gonna get a nice crush off. Is it gonna be enough though? Can he run away? That slow coming out plus those plague wards, the vision. They need a little bit more damage to take down Koifa. They don't quite have it. He's up in the corner. He eventually will fall.
Ooh, that's painful for when you go to lineups, you kind of want to like win your lane convincingly, but this is twice now that Koifa's gotten kills before dying. So they put the leech seed on him, everything. Skeeter was getting a lot of heal, but Slark running down opponents. So even though Drow has some advantages, if she gets heroes on top of her, she's always going to struggle. Top getting Avatos partially, but he's okay now.
Yeah, they get the call off over on 33, and it's interesting to see Snaking now making these rotations up to the top lane. Had a little bit of that start in the jungle, and now it feels like they kind of would like to place some pressure over on that tower.
He's doing like a mix of like trying to help, but still jungling occasionally too. He's got a fast turn here, so his mana regen is great and all, but his net worth, this is good or bad, depending on how you look at it. It's the same as Drow Rangers, so Drow is definitely struggling here. Drow's only about 400 behind. It's not the end of the world, but the net worth distribution is looking scary to me. I would like, for Tundra's favor, to see Drow like towards the top, because there just are some matchups against her. Tiny's halfway to his Blink Dagger, he's not pressured, he's level 8. Insania's gonna hit 6 a bit late because he spent a lot of time running around chasing Axe, but I think everything looks pretty darn good for Liquid right now. I think the only thing that's a little rough for them is they don't have the best ganking heroes. Outside of like Blink or until Slarda gets his, it's a little bit hard for them to get little safe, efficient pickoffs. It's like they have to do these like big fights with Kisses and Warlock, Fatal Bonds, Golem, that kind of stuff.
I'm a little surprised that they've done much scouting over here on the side of Tundra, considering that they do have like a Venomancer, right? So you can see Insania is known for making all of these stacks. I'm surprised they haven't tried to go for an invasion and try to take control of those, considering they do have an Axe.
I think Axe has certainly wanted to, but it's not always super easy. Like it feels like every time he crosses the river, every time I look at him, the Warlock's chasing him somewhere. So I'm sure he'd love to take the stacks, but I just don't think it's quite available right now. And it isn't going to be until Mickey gets forced out of his lane that they go for these, I think. Because if Mickey stays here, it feels dangerous for anybody to take the lane efficiently, whether snaking or the Axe. So that's why, and now Sumail's going to start working on it.
To teleport down to the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to try to make something happen. Here's Koifa over in the trees. 9 will scout out with the Illusory Orb. Koifa getting off that crack. Follow up the Dream Coil, though. Silence coming out from 9. Can they do enough damage? Tiny, though, he's here as well. He just tosses 9 up into the air. He will fall as well as Fanta. And these long-range kisses coming out here over onto Skeeter. They could go for a dive. I don't even know if they need it. They don't. Taiga just from downtown.
Oh, they rotated so well there. Mickey was super ready. They had this nice Observer Ward that was spotting in the lane, so I think they saw the rotation coming or something, but they reacted so well, dumping Mickey in there in time. The problem is that Koifa is just really tanky. He was too difficult to kill. They don't have that much burst damage. Here's the initiation again. Yeah, they jump in, the Avatos comes in, they use Cookie Jump as well, and instant 6 there, and as a result, he gets to pick off Drow. There's nothing Drow can do other than run. Maybe he could have juked a little bit, but he's close to trees, so it was like kind of... it's kind of difficult there. Taking now dying in the top lane. Sumail rotates over. Koifa gives vision. The hood is up on Slardar. His goal is just not to die because he knows he's the most vulnerable. Now the game's looking pretty scary for Tundra here.
Yep. He even goes for the overgrowth, just trying to buy a little bit more time, but it doesn't matter. Taiga gets himself yet another kill, and the Blink Dagger on Tiny, I believe, now is revealed as well.
Rough one here. Very dangerous for Tundra. When you go Drow lineups like this, you're supposed to win your lanes and get ahead and sit in a good place, but I just wonder if the Drow was a better fighter in the laning stage and you played that with Tree, yeah, maybe they win their lanes, but it just felt a little bit too weak against the Slardar.
I mean, I like the concept of what Tundra's doing again. And it was a little bit greedier when you consider that snaking was going to be doing, you know, the jungling. And they do have some solutions, right? They've got this capability of just dropping Plague Wards, canceling out Mickey's, you know, his Blink Dagger, and snaking to kind of push them back. But like you said, it's a very tempo lineup, and we haven't seen a lot of successful moves coming out from 9, unfortunately, on this puck either.
Yeah, the one rotation bottom did not. I mean, they have the one advantage they do have right now is Veno's excellent at defending towers, especially with level 4 Plague Wards. The creeps pretty much just die no matter what, and they can just put living armor on the tree as well, or the tower as well, to heal it and give it armor. So directly counters Snapfire Will Shredder, and also just keeps it more healed. So their goal is basically, even though they haven't necessarily won the laning stage, they can still buy themselves some time and some map control. They'll eventually kill their opponent's towers, and with that, it might make it easier for them.
Oh, that is a dead snaking. Taiga's on a killing spree.
3-0 and 4 on Taiga. He's doing so well.
Well, I mean, these are the kind of moves that you like to see. You like to see your tempo hero moving around with +1 or +2, and double damage now over here on Sumail. They're just gonna rip down this middle tower. There's really not much that they can do over on the side of Tundra.
I don't know if they're gonna be able to defend this. They basically need Venom wards set up here to defend.
Radiant's middle
Yeah,
tower
way too much
has
damage, especially with the
fallen.
DD on Morphling. Yeah, good luck tanking 350 physical damage at this point of the game.
They're just gonna walk right into Roche. They have the capability to do this very quickly with the reduction on the armor. Liquid has just hit this pace, and you know, like we said, the Venomancer is nice, but he needs to be set up already. He needs to have those plague boards. Very similar in terms of like attack keys in a sense, you know? You've got to have that stuff already in place, otherwise, you know, you can't do nearly as much.
It's just one of those kills that is really, really painful when you get picked off like that, but you are the tower defender. He left the bot lane probably because it felt unsafe to try to defend there. Like very easy to get dive, Blink Tiny, but then he got caught in the jungle. Then they shift mid, and that DD was perfect timing to get them a tower. And the Roche, 3K disadvantage now for Tundra.
That was such a disgusted noise right there, just ugh.
They do have a blink on Axe though, no Vanguard, but just Ring of Health, but he's able to set up kills for his team, which is exactly what they need right now.
I was about to ask you,
Almost got Spirit Vessel too.
do you like the fact that, you know, he just skipped the Vanguard completely? A really rough laning stage, and he does need to be the initiator, like follow up along with 9 or what have you, but it feels a little scary, right?
It's the right thing to do, because if you go back for Vanguard, then yes, you're more survivable, but the whole goal of getting Vanguard super fast is that you get it so early that it blocks like all of the damage when it gets blocked. But now look what he can do. He's gonna actually help in this fight. Vanguard wouldn't do that.
Look at the way Insania is positioned though. Jump forward immediately from 33. The go, they'll drop the Chaotic Offering, and they've got the Fatal Bonds. The silences toss back over on the back lines here from Mickey as he just blows up Snaking almost instantly. 33 next to fall, and 9 is just gonna try to run away. They've got these long-range Mortimer kisses though. They can find him over in the corner. They'll wait a little bit longer, but again, you can run, but you can't hide from these kisses.
It works out again. The Hood, Red Swan, Bracer, Chipped Vest, Slark, and he just tanks through it all the way through with help from Insania. Doesn't get in chop range. They just don't have that much burst damage at all on their lineup. The only hero that is burst basically is Puck. That's it. Maybe Axe a little bit, but game's been very, very rough. Because as it continues, Sumail gets more.
Oh dear. That is a dead snake again, and again, we talked about this, you know, you do have that living armor coming out from this Treant Protector, but you also need these Plague Wards to be set up, and if you're dead, you don't have Plague Wards set up. Drow's gonna be so careful here. They could just get jumped immediately if they're not careful.
Yeah, it feels like the dam is broken. So it feels really difficult to come back from this. Yes, they are defending the safe lane. Fada slowing it down with living armor and with Nature's Grasp. He's been putting wards behind the tower that'll help him spot to see if he's about to get dived. So they'll keep the tier 1 alive, but losing mid and now the top tower just means that Roche control is negated, mostly from Tundra. At least it's a lot harder. It'll be very easy for Liquid to always retain Roche, get the shard, keep getting advantage there.
I mean, I would say that Tundra never had control of the Roche area after a certain point. Yeah, bot tower goes down. They're trying to get into position, but...
And he did this by himself, which is even more a sign of how the game looks rough. Sumail TPing for another DD rune. Very nice for him.
I mean, you saw him earlier. He was in the bottom lane. He chased Fada around for a good, like, 10, 15 seconds, and he was just like, I don't need this, and just focused down on the wave. He's got his priorities straight here. It's all about the towers.
I wonder if Snake should have jungled more hard and not tried to roam. I feel like he went bottom to try to help stabilize because they lost that first kill, but he only had like 1 point boards, which was difficult. Treant Protector maybe trouble here.
Yeah, he used the overgrowth just to slow down Koifa. Is going to be able to walk away, but that's, you don't have overgrowth though. I guess you don't want to really fight just yet either on the side of Tundra. You're still having some difficulties, but it's like a big ulti to drop there just to disengage.
It is, but at least he gets to still put armor on the map. Fingers crossed. 3-3 in a position to get initiation here, but little does he know he's going to find Insania.
That's right past Insania. Blinks away though. I don't think Koifa's going to be able to find him in time now. He's out.
With a finished pipe, no blink on him. He knows what his role is. He goes to the dangerous parts of the map, gets backed up by his allies, and then his opponents will try to kill him, but with pipe, he resists the large majority of the damage coming from Tundra. Because unless Drow was there, and even if Drow's, the damage is just not very high on the Tundra side. They really were supposed to like win the safe lane, kill Slardar. Drow is supposed to take control of the lane, and then Slardar's behind, and then it gives them a lot more space to like defend towers and get kills.
This is scary because, oh, look at this. Immediately Fata spotted out. They don't quite land the avalanche though, but Sumail just going right on and find a way to nearby. Cookie up forward, and the little shredder will clean up the tree.
That's a kill that wouldn't have happened the last patch. He would have been invisible here at level 10, but until the 20-minute mark, he's not able to pick the shard up, and now this pressure is just so much easier. Oh my god. I think this tower is just dead. That's going to give them post control instantly at the 18-minute mark and just give them so much experience advantage over the next 10 minutes.
The Aegis does end up getting reclaimed, so they won't have to worry about that. But again, it's just so scary. Like the fact so much control all over this map right now coming out for the side of Liquid, and Tundra's just slowly getting choked out more and more. Where has the Venom been setting up these wards?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They took the top tier one, which is something to do at this point for freebies.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, Skeeter!
Radiant's middle tower is under
The Sari comes out, and that's a dead Drow. So
about such things must
Oh, the push continues. Another tier 2.
Radiant's middle tower
More map control.
they had a ward over here. Did they start out 33? I think they did. Yeah, look at this. Coif is hunting. He knows he's there somewhere. Blinking. Okay, 33. He should be able to survive that.
Still no blink on Slardar just yet. He's almost got it though, so he's only like a pipe ahead of where Axe it. Yeah.
No big deal. Oh god.
Yeah, this is utter map control. And the other downside is that because Fata can stand in the trees, he's like the only person that can push lanes, so his net worth is doing okay, but
33 walking into 3 heroes.
must I repeat myself?
They have to, again, we talk about the vision game being so important here, and you can see all of these nice little points wherever Tundra would like to venture out and perhaps get into their own jungle. They have the vision, so they just get to jump on them each time. And like I said, Fata can walk through trees, but he can also die very, very easily too.
yeah, that one felt to me like he was expecting maybe a lane ward like there was in the top lane, so maybe he felt safer to get to that area. Yeah, but
caught
yeah, they
the
spotted
smoke.
him in that smoke. Will they play any differently?
Another double damager. Oh my word.
Okay, they're going to back up briefly here to sit in a more defensive position because they know that their opponents are in desperation territory here.
I mean, they've got another. This is the third DD that Sumail's going to be picking up for this match. Like, they could just go wherever they want, blow up anyone. The only person might be a little difficult is, you know, trying to get their hands on 9 because it is a puck, but.
What, 8 runes total have spawned and 3 have been DD?
And they've got to Sumail.
I think there's like 6 different runes that can spawn and 3 have been DD. Pretty, and they have a Morphling, yeah, that's pretty. A little dirty, but realistically, they probably would still be in this position without the DD.
Okay, they're going to try to get a call off. 9 waiting nearby here, does go for the Dream Coil. They have to be careful though. The rest of the team, they drop the Chaotic Offering. There's going to be those long-range cases coming into effect, and they finish off. Sumail's not looking good. 33 over onto the back lines. He's trying to escape. He tries to get to the armor. He's not going to be able to as he's the first one to fall. And now the hunt is on Koifa. Cookie hop forward, would love to get his hands on Snake King. Isn't going to be able to quite make that jump just yet, but the avalanche from Mickey just blowing up Snake King. They take both of those Tundra boys down very quickly, and they're going right on in. The jump in again from Koifa. He's found himself a Drow Ranger. There's going to be the 2 buybacks, though. They want to punish it. They've gone a little bit far here as 9 silence up over here at the Koifa. They'll find the kill over on Flardar. Cookie hopping out here from Taiga. They're still hunting. 33 would love to get over there fast enough. Sumail, though, they turn right back around. 33 just gets blown up. He's got nothing here. Silence again over here onto Sumail. They'll try to slow him down. Mickey making his ways over onto the back lines. A toss forward over to Skeet. It's just going to be able to go and blow up Sumail. Snake King also falling. And they call GG.
At least, I felt that's 2 racks at least. What a absolute trouncing by Liquid. But keep in mind that what Tundra tried to do here was an effective, potentially good strat. It's a little bit cheesy in the sense that it's like super up tempo. So you're like trying to like hit a timing, but because their laning stage did not go well, it
eslgaming.com.
When this is over, I will come to you.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats. Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats. Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark Mark beats. Mark beats.
Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team, pick. Dire team, pick.
Lena.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Game 2, Tundra versus Liquid, upper division of the Western European DPC League. You're watching DreamLeague Season 15, powered by Intel. We got a great day of Dota here. Of course, we're in the middle of this best of 3 between Tundra and Team Liquid, which, by the way, this series super important for both the teams, and their series after this also very important for both teams. OG versus Secret, by the way. I was going for the wrong side so that people couldn't hear me, and then it wouldn't be... Whatever, we have the draft. Here with T and Kyle. We're well on the way in the draft.
Jeez. That is a very ambitious opener from Tundra. We've talked a lot about Puck. It is untouched in China, a region most look at as the strongest out. And the fact that Tundra continue to open with it has to be a fodder hero in this context. Because Liquid, they get their go-to Lena pick and a morph. If you show that Puck is mid, Sumail will play morph mid, and he will once again dominate the matchup.
Yeah.
But this is something where the format of DPC allows teams to have development, right? Like we saw previous weeks, it was the Leshrac, it was the winner. They relied heavily on a small hero pool, and now they've had a weak break or whatever. And now we're seeing a whole new Liquid where it's like, oh, we can't just go for this mid Sumo morphling. He is our win condition now. He used to be the win condition on semi-core heroes. Let's upgrade him one more time and get everyone going a bit more fight oriented. So yeah,
the thing is, you could be right, but it could also be as simple as they love Puck. Tundra have picked it all season long.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost always Nine's hero.
Pick a casual morphling, play the yeah, that's true.
When you say almost always, this season alone, it has always been for Nine. It never was not for Nine.
And that's why it's such an odd, how many other teams do we see first twoing their mid hero?
I think that the main thing here is the fact that in Europe, Puck is such a hot commodity, but in other regions, for example, like China, the team that won the major, they're barely looking at it. It's like not even in the
It's not as good.
It's a European thing. That's the main thing we're getting at here.
Yeah, because we see quite a few teams at the moment picking their mid first, but not Puck.
Yeah, so for example, like we've had in many interviews now, the idea of mid being that easier lane to play draft here is like the Storm Spirits, the Pucks.
Yeah.
You can
and not after you've just been destroyed on Puck.
Well, again, like I think the essence of that game, and this is where Tundra, they're gonna have to really demonstrate their ability to bounce back like they've done before.
Yeah, they have done.
You can't change everything. You need to change certain elements of the draft to ensure that you have at least the same type of game plan.
Because I'd be concerned, for all it could also just be Nine being stubborn. Like he's a great Puck.
Some players are like that.
Yeah, exactly. And he's just like, oh well, they're not going to ban it. I'll pick it again. Like that was a fluke. We jungled. That was the problem. It had nothing to do with the mid matchup. We'll see. Trouble is, Clock doesn't really do a damn thing to morphling either, and in general is just not considered strong enough to first two. It's great against Lena in theory, but you're counted by a force staff.
So they've played it once, and it was a snaking Clock that time.
Yeah, I think the main thing with why Clock is a little bit offbeat is just because the heroes that are good right now, the Svens, the Lifestealers, the PLs, all these heroes don't care about Clockwork at all. So first phasing, it does open up the draft a little bit more in regards to having a good sort of counter pick. But either way, Tundra, they kind of solidify their draft with this, again, flexible Tide Hunter. Clock can now be 4 or 5. Tide can now, they've run it 4 before or off lane. Yep. And at least they have team fight. My fear is simply, they don't have clean lockdown for a morphling that's been first phased. That's the key thing here.
What?
Sorry, just if anyone's watching, don't sit in the chair like Blitz.
No.
Don't do that.
Oh, that was so smart. They went from one camera. Look, spin back. Oh my God. Go back, Blitz. Go back. Wait, look. Woo! Oh, that's amazing camera work production.
It actually is great camera, but yeah, don't use it.
Oh, he's going back. Are we going back? Of course. Oh, no, we're not. I made it.
That seems somewhere new? No.
I like that Tundra removed the Lesh. They have a
It
big
says
trouble.
dab on their whiteboard.
Okay, what?
Dab.
It says dab. They're dabbing.
DAB. It also says TF. Tempo.
No, it's they don't know what 4 or 3. You know, they're just
Okay,
mixing
but
up
they
the
don't.
roles.
It's tempo, so they want to play fast.
Cool.
Yeah.
Inside the brain of Liquid.
What does he say here? Coach, player, AWP, rifle.
What, are we
Excuse
playing
me.
I Spy? What's
Yeah,
going on?
Yeah.
My Little Eye. I saw something with.
This is what true competition is about. You don't just read what your players are doing in game. You also try to figure out what they're talking about.
Ooh, okay.
Did not think Winter
nice.
Wyvern was something that they were talking about.
I don't mind it just for the fact that you now, if this Clockwork is your 4 position, you have a 5 that can disconnect himself from the type of damage that Clockwork brings to a lane.
Yeah. It's also
10
not
seconds
removed by
remaining.
Kraken Shell, so theoretically later in the game you can target a Tide with it
5
or
seconds
use it to combo break after a Ravage.
Mhm.
The ult, that is.
I guess, yeah, a key thing as well is just the idea of they wanted to have one aspect of heal with the Morphling. We saw how dominant that Morphling Warlock is within the game, and now they have Wyvern Morphling, same concept. This Cold Embrace when he's low gives him so much HP. The effectiveness of heal is amplified on
They're
zero.
clever. They turn their board around so that we can't read it.
But Sheaves,
Not-
it's the oldest trick in the book. You only show your enemies what you want them to see.
Yeah. Remember
do we
Thunder
know?
Predator, the tweet, which was like, we
Yeah.
play, what hero was it again? Was it the IO or something?
Yeah, something like
We're
that.
practicing lots of IO. Ha! Shame. Just was a tweet, mate. They ban it. They lose the
No,
series.
they actually that
the
would
other
have
way
been too
around.
obvious. They just included a screenshot of them practicing, and it had their carry player playing.
See,
with.
there we go.
So it wasn't, you thought, oh, I'm clever, I'm going to find out what they're doing, but it was actually all a ploy. Shadow Demon, definitely underrated, but immediate Void Spirit from Liquid.
SD at least is a very good counter to Morphling. When Morphling does poke up to high ground, you disrupt him, you get your own double illusion, you can quickly burst him, or at least put him lower with the Soul Catcher, but I'm just the lack of lockdown right now and early presence in the game.
Damage.
Yeah, exactly. Tundra, they've got kind of cute answers to their heroes, but like 25 minutes plus, these big mid-game fights, the utilization of the big spells, but early on, their entry to the game, what they lacked in the first one, it's non-existent. This reminds me, honestly, of their series beforehand.
And the other issue with SD is whenever I'm playing against a hero that has your disruption is a setup stun for Lina, if not controlled. And I once again, I'm just concerned that Tundra is. They need a dominant laning phase, otherwise their draft won't have damage. They have last pick, of course, but is that a Medusa ban?
That's a Mars ban. He does sound like Medusa. Yes.
So are we saying then so in regards to Tundra, the way they're playing this game, it's Tide Hunter offlane with SD4, utilizing the Shadow Poison to make stacks, Fat Tide, a Clockwork 5 to enable some hard carry, and then for Liquid, they're most likely playing Morphling and Wyvern in the same lane, Void Spirit mid, a hero that cannot get ganked by the Clockwork, and then you have Lina being enabled by some big melee offlane that Koif was yet to pick.
Centaur still in the pool, not a fantastic hero in the game. Would make the clock very happy if he's playing against Lina
And the
Centaur.
puck. I think it's looking for let's go for Slardar.
So this is in truth a terrible Slardar game, but we were talking about in the green room during that last game. It's never Slardar will always do what Slardar can do in a draft.
Roshan
gives you Roche, minus armor, very tanky. Not great against SD, Tide, or Clock. Like, it's actually a really rough game for you, but Morph Slardar, we saw in the last game, activates Roche at 15 minutes, and in addition ensures that Morph will be king. Now, Tundra, you need a carry, and I don't know what it is. You're laning with the Clock.
Maybe it's like
it has to be like a Medusa.
I think they need a big win condition like some Spectre or something that just rinses through the backlines.
But you're gonna get.
I know you're gonna
bodied
get.
in the
I know
lane.
exactly. That's the issue right now because of the first 4 heroes. With the lack of damage, whatever you pick here, whatever win condition, it's gonna feel awkward. And they picked Terrorblade.
Terrorblade into a Morphling and a Wyvern.
Yeah, so they picked Terrorblade into one of the better counters in regards to the carry matchup. At least it's a high armor hero for the Slardar. But yeah, my big fear for Tundra is once again, their win condition isn't the best win conditioning.
That is the first Terrorblade in the upper
yeah.
division, by the way.
Yeah. I'm a little bit concerned from Tundra. They just lack early damage to kind of cushion the Terrorblade's need to farm, and that should allow Liquid to apply pressure. But at least this time, Terrorblade isn't going to be the one feeding in the Slardar lane. But if Lina has a really good lane and applies that pressure by dodging kind of Fada's presence, then I can see TB having pressure.
You just hit him. Like, you might be able to land a kill with a meta, but it's going to be on one hero at most. With meta down, you're going to be in danger. And for me, it's not the top lane. It's about how are you going to make moves as Tundra. You have so many huge cooldowns. Without meta, without Ravage, you're not taking a team fight. And Liquid, they need one kill and they can capitalize. It's just... Nine has to do much better mid to start.
Nine has to have a good time, but TB also needs to get to a point where he has a quick enough Scardy butterfly timing where he can actually be the frontline damage dealer. But that alone, that's so much farm. Yeah.
Last game, we said that the draft was great from Tundra, but it needed a high level of execution. How is their level of execution needed for this game round? Even if you guys don't seem to like the draft all that much, is it at least easier to execute?
Shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. They need to just not get rushed in lanes.
Okay.
That's step one.
Step one.
They need item advantage on TB to offset how good Morphling is into TB. If you have some Scardy advantage and you get the right initiation, I can see them having nice pacing, but it's stop the Roshan going to Liquid, don't get bodied in all lanes, and have a jungle to farm that TB can use the SD stack teammate.
They want to do the same thing they did last game. Abuse wave pressure, get this insurmountable advantage. Terrorblade suddenly is 7k ahead of the game, and now you can't fight because there's a tide waiting there to Ravage.
Exactly, yeah.
But can you get there?
You've got to get through the lanes.
Well, let's see if they can repeat some results they've had so far. Game 2 generally is a success for Tundra. Can they do that again? We're finding out in Purge.
Well, we're seeing some things show up again here, such as the Sumail Morphling, but this time we're seeing a hero that has not been picked in the upper division yet. We have the Terrorblade, and I believe he did have a couple buffs applied to him, Purge.
He did. I just looked them up. Okay, the first one that's probably most significant, his base armor got increased by 2. That is a huge amount of physical resistance, and against a Slardar who does all physical damage, this is going to be good. Like, him getting pressured and killed by Slar is going to be way more difficult. I see people still got 4 more base damage, 1 more regen at the start of the game, and Metamorphosis is a little bit weak. So he's basically going to be stronger outside of meta than he was before, and within meta, he's still pretty much the same. So in stage is going to be stronger for him, but there's probably a reason that nobody else is picking.
Well, I mean, they definitely had difficulties during the laning stage earlier, so perhaps that was the idea. And also, we know that Skeeter does like to play the Terrorblade. We've seen him do it quite a bit in the past. But I feel this time I want to see stacks coming out from the side of Tundra. I want to make sure that 33 is enabled this time around, because last time it felt like he was really hung out to dry.
He was, for sure. I mean, that was the nature of the jungle jungle of Enopa. It would have been better if they won their lanes, their safe lane a little bit harder, because then he could participate in some kills and caught up with his team winning. See how many bounties they get. It's gonna be hard for Fada purchase. Maybe 1 to 2 is what it's looking like for the Tundra side.
The battle begins.
No, they should be able to grab up 2. So a nice even split to start everything off. And everyone's headed off to the lanes.
Oh, they got both wards. Dude, Liquid is just reading their mind. They killed the first one at the top rune spot where Fada had placed it. I think they just placed it blind or something, and they just found it. And this one as well. They must have seen them place it with the observer ward or something, or just guessed.
I mean, I would not be surprised if there was an element of luck involved, just because of the fact that Sumail did get 3 double damage runes in that last game.
They're using their luck for the last couple games of the league. Dodged by Fada here. Hits the battery assault, dodges the stun. He's gonna get a lot more damage in as a result.
I mean, I guess on the plus side over here with the side of Tundra, you do have some kind of tankier heroes that can face up against the Slardar. The Lina, of course, is just really, really annoying. It's very difficult to deal with her as that 4 position, constantly, you know, tossing out those right clicks, but not quite as papery as last time.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be a little bit harder for them to kill the TP, at least outside of during meta for sure. Completely fine. Yeah, they're doing a good job so far. That's the second life strike rate.
Fada's gonna be
vulnerable.
Yeah, I was about to say, Fada's gonna be the little guy who's taking all the hits for his friend over here.
And he doesn't have good armor. Clockwork is sitting at point base, so much less than the 9.7 that Terrorplate's working with right now.
Pretty wild to think about, right? You'd figure that a little robot would have enough armor, but not in this case. The game Dota 2.
Literally wearing a suit of armor. I think that's a person wearing armor. Or
Really? It's a little person?
I think so.
I'm actually, somebody call it Slacks. We gotta know. I gotta know. I thought he was a little android.
Yes. I might be wrong.
Purge, you're just leading me astray here.
Shouldn't bring the lore facts without knowing my lore, I guess.
Never gonna forgive you. Bottom lane, though, does feel like 33 having a much more comfortable time having that Shadow Demon also there to help pass some of that harass off. So 33 looking all right here, but LSA, of course, coming through, with Todd just making a big old target every time he tries to use those cogs and burns off with his mana.
It's a good goal. I mean, taking away Slither and Crotch basically takes away last hitting potential for Quakeba, where he can do things like stun right before Skeeter goes for a last hit. Things like that. Yep, draining again, and there we go. Slaughter completely out of mana here. Taiga only has a Sage's Mask, so he can't feed him any way to get his mana back up, so kind of a nice method here. That's going to definitely make the lane feel a lot safer for Skeeter.
Bottom lane, Snake King. He's gonna fall to Insania.
So the case in but he's part of Kingfolk. I was right.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Okay. So this is not terrible for Tundra's cores. Skeeter on the Terrorblade and 3-3 on the Tide are not the vulnerabilities in the lanes. It's going to come down to the supports that are the ones to kill. So if Liquid keeps targeting these and get some lane advantage out of that, good for them, basically.
I'd like to see if Tundra is actually going to try to make these rotations and try to secure the runes again, because they did that last time and it helped out. I mean, I was going to say it helped out 9 a little bit here because, you know, he was able to get the top rune and then the bottom one was denied from Sumail, but Sumail didn't seem like he cared at all, though. This is nice.
Better.
Those
He's
stacks.
got like a 15. He's got a 15 damage. Oh, he cleared those. That's
Yeah.
cool. Sumail's got a 15 damage advantage in the mid lane. He's got 6 denies versus Puck's 0 actually. So Sumail once again doing well in the mid lane. But yeah, Puck's a little bit more mobile, so it should be easier for him to get runes to gen.
It doesn't look like we're seeing anybody really make those rotations over here to help secure the runes. Bottom lane, though, you do get the Arctic Burn over here on 33. He's a big tanky boy, though, so not going to be able to quite burst him down. Just going to try to harass them for the time being. And now you do see that movement. All right, Snake King is going to go to the bottom spot. He's already got 9 here. So Sumail will be able to take the top water rune.
3-3 might be, but he's fine. They're basically hitting him with a lot of nuke damage, which is hurting him. But he's got 2 points in Kraken, 2 points in Anchor. He didn't get Gush. He's not trying to get kills here. Like, maybe they could kill Winter Wyvern, but it's kind of difficult, and Void Spirit's a hard kill for sure. So he's just focusing on getting as tanky as possible with the fast Ring of Health. He'll get a fast Hood. That'll stop most of the magic damage from affecting him. And frankly, Tidehunter's not bad against Slardar either, because Slardar's minus armor from Corrosive Haze, yeah, they're going to do more damage, but as soon as he takes like 450 damage, his Kraken Shell procs and Slardar ulti gets ruined. So Tide is pretty good against this matchup. The only hero that I'm really worried about is probably like Morphling E-Blade combo, because then it doesn't really matter as much of Kraken procs. There's just a lot of magic damage. Even if like the E-Blade aspect gets dispelled, it's like you're still taking so much raw damage. Tide can struggle there, but Hood should help against that. And with 3-3 having a better game here, and with them having a potential Shadow Demon to save people from getting killed, there's definitely much better counter for this match.
Well, Snake King making his way back bottom. We'll join here with 33. I wouldn't be surprised to see him doing some more stacking for himself and getting some of that. Yeah, over here you can already see the lane has been pulled off. Sania not willing to share any of this here with Snake King. We'll pop the Arctic Burn, which again, it's actually quite nice against the Tidehunter too, right? The fact that it's percentage base.
Yeah, Tide has pretty high health, but not like insanely high. And if he takes too much damage, it does actually dispel it as well. So it kind of works, but it's like Tide is just, he's looking really good in this game. He's gotten 3 points of Kraken as well. He legitimately wants to be able to solo lane against Void Spirit, and this could actually be pretty bad for Void, because with Tide finishing his Hood at this point, if he just picks up like the phase boots or something, 3-3 is going to contest this lane, and that's going to allow Snake King to leave too if he wants to.
Cloud putting a little bit more pressure here on Taiga in the top lane. Will land the LSA though. Perhaps he outplayed himself. They have the stuns. Can they finish off Fata? That was a question as they get another hit here. And down goes Fata. Snake King also teleporting up to the top area.
Skeeter really couldn't do much there. He didn't really try to approach, but it's fine. Buying time for him with his huge armor. The right clicks from Lina don't hurt that bad. The right clicks from Slaughter are not that worrisome in comparison. You might have some regen sustain issues, but I like there's a 1k gold advantage going to Liquid side, and yeah, the morph thing is scary, but I think things are looking pretty good for Tundra. Now 3-3 gets to just bully Mickey. Every time Mickey runs forward, he just slaps him. This is a nice place to be in, like if you do this like max crack or something. I've done it once against an AM and it felt pretty good.
Do you see how deep of a ward Insania just placed over in the triangle area?
Oh yeah, that's pretty deep.
He spotted out the stacks too. Like he's got a lot of information over here. There's like a stack over to the side, but disruption, Snaking grabbing up the arcane. Can they make a play here? Is the question. The silence, Mills are already starting to morph it. So no burst, or enough burst damage, I suppose I should say, to really enable him here. As Snaking, he's trying to get there. He gets the deny off. Mills got to be pretty miffed about that.
It's okay. He'll just morph and get all his health back.
What's a water boy without water, though, Purge?
True. Well, that was a bounty.
Well, yeah. I meant the bottle. I meant the bottle is, you know, a liquid, and he's also a liquid, so.
Okay.
You're going too literal on me, Purge, please. Over here, again, the cogs come out over here on Taiga. Snaking's there. Skeeter doesn't even, I guess he'll turn around. He's like, yeah, I could go for a hit here, but he's a little bit late. I'm not sure. Do they have enough? Yes, they do. They have enough stacks of that Shadow Poison to take down Taiga.
That was a little scary. That was only level 1 Shadow Poison. Shadow Demon was only level 2 there, so it was like close to him surviving, but he didn't kill stabilize the lane. Network advantage is decent right now. TB about 500 net worth behind Workplace is maybe not the best, but yeah, 3-3's survivability is just, he's invulnerable now. He actually can't die in this lane, and that's why Shadow Demon is now roaming. I think we'll get stuff done. 3-3 level 7, 2. I don't even know why they're trying. He's like legitimately unkillable unless somebody rotates, I suppose.
Yeah, but you have a feeling that Smell's probably going to stay up here unless he gets a specific like rune of opportunity or the fight actually gets brought to him. But yeah,
if 3-3 gets killable, yeah, they can maybe do something about it. Mickey used an Astral Step earlier to do some poke damage on 3-3, but I was like, what's the point? I think he's just figuring out now that Kraken Shell is maxed out. That's not something that's super obvious right away. You got to hit him a couple times, check some numbers, and be like, okay, this guy's legitimately impossible to kill. So even though he's not going to farm necessarily as fast, just staying in lane is already going to do a lot for his so.
And it's interesting how they, oh, there it is. There's that double damage rune for Tundra this time around. But yeah, you know, you saw the fact that Snaking, he made this rotation fairly early once he realized that 33 totally fine here soloing this lane, not going to be pressured out. And now we get a smoke coming out from the side of Tundra, so perhaps they can make something. Insania, though, will be the one who breaks the smoke. Waning Rift coming out. Gonna just go over here to the high ground. Got a bit of vision. They have great heroes, actually, for that. As Insania now is just gonna try to draw away their attention. He's gonna tank the gank here for his core, though he does have the capability of staying alive a little bit longer. This is a lot of time that they're actually just spending trying to take down Insania. Eventually, they get him, but that is not the target that they wanted on the side of Tundra.
Yeah, they definitely want... I mean, they still could die if they didn't use Dream Coil. That's the crucial thing here. Yeah, Mickey's going to TP away. It was super a little lucky that Insania found it. He seemed surprised when he moved in there. It looked like he just wanted to put a ward down, but 5 comes towards Fada. He's level 5. He's got a tango, though, so he can actually get out of here.
Teleports are coming in, though, en masse here. Battery Assault slows him down just a little bit. Mickey with a step forward over on the back line. Zone 9 finds himself a kill on time. They'll get the kill on Fata, but he's bought some time here for those supports to make the rotation at 9. Can they do anything more, I guess, is the question. Especially with Mickey. Oh, and Insania. They're all making these moves as Sumail just continues to farm up and enjoy the space.
Luke is so strong with the DD, though. Like, has some burst issues here, but with double damage. It was pretty simple for him to pick up the Lina kill. There's the Corrosive Haze that would have come out. Here's a bottle refill, Fada's back. Maybe they'll fight back. There comes.
Looking for the Splinter Blast. 9 just immediately ducking away.
That Cogs was so good. Pushed back Quakeva, no chain stun. That would have gotten Puck really low, maybe dead. And now they can defend. What's happening in the meantime? 3-3's taking his own tower by himself. He doesn't care.
Well, they can't.
No one's gonna touch him.
Yeah, they can't do anything against him right now. Everybody's here playing the top lane over on the side of Liquid. So 33 is just, you know, a stark difference from game number 1.
It helps when you get a little bit of help at the start of the lane stage to get to that fast level 2 crackle. So he's queuing up Blink Dagger afterwards. He's got Phase Boot. He's about you know, a third to the way to Blink Dagger, but now he's going to go mid and push out. Sumail pressures a little bit, and this is the next tower that Tundra doesn't want to lose. He's basically doing the typical off lane thing. Get tanky, that you want to pressure or that you want to stop your opponents from pressure?
I mean, this is the tower that you really need to protect. Obviously, you're going to have the TB. He's going to be going and jungling during this time. But the middle tower, especially when you're going up against a Slardar lineup, is so incredibly valuable. You want to make sure that you can get in there fast if you have any sort of inkling that they're going for that early rush.
Yep, exactly. You need that close teleport point, but 3-3 just tanks the tower. It's hard to tell that's hitting him. He's walking 54 of the damage, and the rest has to match against his armor and his regen, which is still really high, so he's in a good spot.
He's taking a decent amount of damage, though.
He is.
It's slow, but he is taking damage in the bottom lane. Koifa, 9 is hunting, does end up getting stunned, though. They get the silence. They're just going to dodge away. They'll go and throw out that disruption over onto Koifa. Dream Coil's going to get used as well. It's going to keep blinking away. Ooh, 9? 9, you might be in trouble here. Doesn't want to snap that coil, though. We'll turn back around, focus attention over here to Snaking. Snaking may end up being the one who goes down here, but they have the illusory orb. Can they get over there fast enough? Yes, they can. They take down Koifa.
That was close, but a huge kill. Snaking gets 6 out of that one. If they don't have Shadow Poison, they just don't have enough damage to kill the Slardar there, but fought to death, but wasn't quite enough for him. So Tundra's getting stuff done on the map, unlike last game. These puck rotations with the help from their higher damage supports is making things work.
Ooh, Insania. It looks like the Terrorblade doesn't want to go after this, though. Just set that illusion over nearby.
Terrorblade's lifestyle is basically like he doesn't want to do anything for like 15 to 20 minutes if he can help, because he doesn't do anything. If the fight comes to him and he can use meta, he's like, okay, sure, I'll do some damage and get some kills, but like if he has to move at all, he's gonna have a bad time. It's just better for him to hit creeps almost always until he hits his item timing too.
He sounds like a teenage boy. Mom, I don't want to do this right now. Give me 15, 20 minutes.
Comes 25-30. Game went really long. It's sorry. It's not my fault.
Well, then you hope that he's actually, you know, going to show up and do things. But we do have some more of these stacks being farmed up, and that is the beauty, of course, of having this Shadow Demon, is he's able to help take these stacks, get a little farm for himself, help his team out, and now we've got the gang squad coming out from the side of Tundra. They're hoping that they can grab someone, maybe place down some vision too, but who is their lucky? It's going to be Koifa again. They have hook shot. Perhaps a little bit uncoordinated here, but the illusory orb comes in. The jump here from Nightwaiting Rift. They'll follow up with the Dream Coil, and that's a good Winter's Curse coming out as they go right back in. Sumail's looking to just blow up someone if they can. This clockwork is not looking too healthy. Fata gonna try to run over here. He's got his little cogs up. This looks like he's gonna survive. Oh no, he's not. He goes down as 9 gets cleaned up by Mickey, making his own rotation. So big rotation coming out from Liquid to ensure that they can shore up their jungle. But in the middle lane,
move. They rotate over Skeeter at the same time that 3-3 is there. They get a ton of tower pressure.
They get the tower. They need to be careful here. 33, he's got the Ravage if they want to try to commit on this, but it looks like they're happy with this. They're satisfied. How much time do they have on meta left?
Just 10 seconds.
Yeah, so that's probably why they didn't want to go in on that, right?
I mean, they could have ravaged, but they needed their opponents to go aggressive and make a mistake and overcommit. The Ravage to feel good, but that was a really cool move by Tundra. At the same time that they smoke 3 heroes, go to kill, they rotate the TB mid with the Tide, and then they take a tower. So they get 2 things accomplished. So even though the fight didn't go good, tactically it was still good for them. And the heroes that died, yeah, 9 died, that wasn't so great, but the other 2 were supports. So that really wasn't bad in the slightest for Tundra, because they just got more map control. So they can continue to pressure. Shadow Demon's got level 7 now, so his damage is high. They still have Ravage. They've got Blink on Tide. So now all of their rotations and ganks can be a little bit more effective from here on out. It's looking good for Tundra. They can definitely win this game.
The classic bait and switch, you know, the sleight of hand, like you're paying attention down here, but we are getting things done in other lanes. You love to see it.
And they smoke again.
I mean, they've got the Blink Dagger, you've got plenty of mobility here. You even have the Invis Rune over here on this puck if you want to get real cheeky.
I want to break this one.
Yeah, 33, the jump forward. It's again, Insania that they will find, so it's just going to get sandwiched by 4 heroes, and it's a quick pick off for the side of Tundra. I think if you're Liquid, you're perfectly happy with that, though.
They're doing such a good job reading their opponents. They know what timings are being hit, and they sat both heroes, Quakefoot to the right and Insania to the left. Like, come on, let's break the smoke. Quakefoot comes over here now, which is cool. Pushes the lane out a little bit, gets a little farm, draws them towards the creep wave away from towers. So even though they have a kill advantage, by the time they get here, it's like, well, Insania's back up again. So keep buying more time to eventually make Marshall feel like a stronger hero.
I mean, Sumail has not been bothered. I don't think Sumail showed up. Yeah, he's hasn't really shown up for any of these fights, really. He hasn't needed to. Just had all the breathing space in the world. He's got a Mount online now. They've just been hunting Koifa, and Insania has been breaking every single one of their smoke ganks.
The same build he went last time, fast Manta style. I mean, Manta got buffed for range heroes, so kind of makes sense. They don't die as fast. Manta illusions on Morphling are some of the best because he has just an insane abundance of agility, which gives him base damage. Illusions do damage based on their base. There's sometimes some passives mixed in. And now Liquid making a move in aggressive.
They did just pick up the Blink Dagger on the Puck Fata, though. Good positioning here. He's going to be the sacrifice as they use the Laguna Blade. Everything here to get rid of this little clockwork. They're being engaged, though.
Tundra.
It feels like Skeeter doesn't want to give up these creeps.
It is a 3-stack of large creep, but it's a little scary.
It is.
Power's more important. 3-3 goes to do that.
Let's have that blink.
Behind. Bottom something like 7 seconds anyway, so they can absolutely still regain territory here.
And they've been using the illusion to get some sort of vision as well, so Tundra not in the tightest of spots, even though Liquid is very much on the offensive here, as Koifa is challenging. He is pretty separated, though, from the rest of his team. Let's have to be a bit careful about that, as Mickey is nearby in the heart. They've got this vision.
Good sentry. Lots the ward. They regain their jungle as 5. Skeeter gets to resume farming. Got pretty solid net worth. About the same as the Morphling right now. Still looking okay.
So does Sumail.
There's no big deal.
Sumail continues to farm. He immediately recognizes, okay, this is not happening. We're not having this fight. So you know what? I'm back to my triangle. And you can even see on the minimap, you can see that heat, just the way that he's just stayed in the middle lane and then he's gone to farm. He realizes what his job is in this game.
Basically, very similar farming patterns is what you see on Medusa type heroes as well. You lane mid, you do well, and then you get other stuff.
Hook shot. You can see Insania waiting patiently. Does get off the heel to save. Koifa, though, jumping on in. Skeeter's joining in as well, though. In the reflection, Mickey with the astral step does manage to finish the clean up snaking, but he will fall himself as Koifa looking to reinitiate here with Smell. Gonna just immediately wait for him forward. First down, Fata, not quite enough damage this time around, and 9 still sticking around. He's trying to get any sort of vision. 33 jumping forward here, does manage to find the Lina. Nice Winter's Curse, but it's just Puck clicking away over here. Okay, with the illusions, that could do a decent amount, but this is still looking like it's gonna be a dead Insania.
Nice fight for Tundra. A little surprised the snaking didn't disrupt himself, but stuff happened super fast there. And then Fata stays alive. That's why you always leave the hat at the house with 2 fluffy hats, guys. It keeps you alive. Very important. Whitefoot trying to get a pick off, though. He could grab either if he spots them.
Ooh, Fata. Look at them. They're coming. They're mad. Look at this. 33 with the gush. Hook shot comes in from Fata. It's like, you are hunting me. Well, we're going to hunt you right back here, Koifa. Decides to follow up with that disruption and to start stacking up the poison. The clicks are coming out here. Who is going to get the final hit? I'm thinking it's going to be Snaking.
All right, nice kill. Yeah, they have amazing vision advantage in their own jungle. And considering, I mean, we haven't seen a Ravage yet, guys, but it's important that the threat of the Ravage is on board, of course. Because that's going to make it hard for Liquid to feel confident taking a fight. They're winning their engagements here. Pressuring the map. They're now crossing the map after getting these kills. TB's still farming really fast. Skeeter doing a great job. He's got Manta finish of his own. He's working towards Scotty. Doing really good against Morphling.
This is going to be a dead Insania, I have a feeling. Yep, with a rocket flare from Fata. Yoink, that's mine.
Those feel good. That was like a level 2 rocket flare. It was pretty amazing skill shot by Fata.
You know, he's just good like that.
Mine's a little... Okay, ulti's on top. Goes for the orb after the tower. Oh, and now the hook shot.
Yep, and Mickey. He does have to assimilate, though. But they still have tabs on. They've got the vision. There is the Yule Scepter. Coming into players in the bottom. Lane Skeeter. He's going to be able to take down Tiger. They actually go and they use the Ravage just for Mickey.
And in the meantime, Skeeter killing Taiga on the opposite side of the map somehow. I guess that was with help from, Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
Shadow Demon ulti. And he runs him down with illusions, actually. That wasn't even meta. Illusions and a slow Lina. Good luck.
Not even necessary.
Middle tower is under
Like Lina was a little bit low mana, otherwise might have been able to. She had a 4-stack, but okay, great for Tundra. 3k advantage here. Oh, this tower's
It's definitely dead. 33 just spits in Sumail's face, says, go away, and Sumail says, no, this is mine.
This is another thing for advantage is kind of interesting that Tide Anchor Smash is really good against Morphling, actually. because it reduces your base damage, and Morphling is all base damage from agility. So if you get the 15 talent, you can reduce 80% of Morphling's damage when he's right-clicking.
Huh.
Well, it's a little difficult, of course, because he's flying around and uses Manta sometimes, but they can apply that in fights. It's really the limit what Sumail does. But right now, Roche is dead.
Yeah, look at the Fata. He scouts it out, but they don't have to worry about that Ravage right now. Fata, though, dropping down a sentry, realizes that they have the vision. I don't think... It looks like they want to try to contest this, but they're not going to be fast enough. Oh, hook right into Koifa. And that's a dead Fata. You know, A+ for trying, though.
He had to move that way. He shot the rocket, so they know what area he was standing in. Then he has to to a different place to try to hook. That way he wouldn't get blocked, but this ward sees him moving over. So it gives Quake the easy block there. This is now up to make life safer for Morphling.
And look at how fast Tundra immediately beelines for the enemy jungle here. They're like, okay, we don't want to be in that area. We still need to be farming up, so we're just going to continue to, you know, push out these waves and dodge them until they bring the fight to us.
This is cool, and snaking, jungling with his ally TB, he can disrupt an illusion, so it doesn't slow down Skeeter that much. He can give himself farm. Later on, he can disrupt Morphling to make amazing illusions, do 75% each of what Morphling does.
Sure.
So Shadow Demon could have some really big implications as this game continues, both with his TB and against the Morphling. Snaking has a good game. This could be a really fun one to watch.
I think we're going to start seeing more of the Shadow Demon. I just feel like it's two value, right? You've got, you know, ways to steal the enemy, right? You've got ways to, you know, make those illusions. You've got to save. And then, of course, like, if you can get the Ags online, in this case, not quite as important, but the fact that it provides you with all those breaks, it's just too good, right?
It can be really good. This game not as needed. So I don't, he's not queuing up Ags right now, but if there was like a PA or some other heroes like that, yeah, it can be amazing.
But I also feel like they really just let Snake King get very greedy here. Like, they really enable him, which I kind of like. 33, Koifa, ooh, ships passing in the night though. Not going to land against each other. Sumail's feeling very emboldened. Of course, he has that Aegis. So he is just going to start putting the pressure down on the tower. Shadow Demon is
Manta
bottom.
Illusions to clear the creep.
Radiant's bottom tower is being
That's so cool what they're doing. They just send an illusion all the way bottom to where SD is, and then he just disrupts it, and then he's just killing the tower. Yeah, they just glyph that.
In fact, they appear
I think they honestly maybe thought one of those was TB, but I'm not sure.
It feels weird that okay, we do finally get the weird Shadow Demon teleporting into the fight now.
These illusions are doing great, actually. They just fought Morphling and did completely fine. Like 34 armor. That's a huge amount of armor. Morphling does a lot of damage, but him and the TB illusions have the same armor, and it's so much easier for Skeeter to like put pressure on the map like this. He's got Scotty basically. One more creep, and there it is. Scotty finished for TB. Such a good item against Morphling. If he tries to morph his stats, he's going to have a bad time. Morphling just finished E-Blade. So yeah, he's got the solo kill power. Tundra's doing a great job keeping Liquid away from being able to initiate. They're not allowing Morphling to hit buildings because they're pushing waves out. And the rest of the heroes are sitting far back behind the illusions to be safe. But with the smoke, we will see a confrontation. Maybe we'll see that E-Blade do something.
Bata leading the charge. He's got some wards on him. 9 though does spot out Insania. He'd like to get a quick pick off. He does have that Dagon online, of course. So yeah, just a nice solo pick off over on the Winter Wyvern. As Tundra is now invading the see, Taiga's just already hightailing it out of here. They do have the vision, but I don't think they want to dive this. Not this tower, not right now. No.
Kind of a hard game for Taiga to play this game. Like he didn't feel like stomp his lane as hard as he would have liked, because he just couldn't do that much against the really high armor TB. Yeah, they killed a bunch of times, but Bot has still been effective. And if he ever gets caught on the lane, he just dies. Dream Coil, Ravage, hookshot from Clockwork, he's gonna struggle, and it's hard for him to get past the TB illusions to the heroes he actually wants to cast a spell on. So hard to play lanes.
Oh, the save from Snaking up immediately as Sumail waveforms forward. Jump over onto the back line. Sumail, has he gone just a bit too far here as the signs just come out? You can see Skeeter poking away. They bomb the Ravage. Can they take him down? Yes, the first time they will be able to take out. And they'll follow up though. They do get rid of Snake King. Here comes Sumail. Dream Coil's gonna get used, and he's just leashed up. And look at this damage coming out now. He's gonna have to use the E-Blade. The save is coming out again now from this Winter Wyvern, but they're gonna go right back in. This is a dead Morphling. As now the hunt is on, Insania trying to go up to the high ground is gonna run out to Fata and 33, but the Scotty dims, the slow, the mobility coming out from Tundra. Insania says, please help me. And these creeps will not oblige.
I can't wait to see the start of that. I think Morphling just tried to get a free gaming pickoff on Fada there with the E-Blade combo, but he got disrupted. And as a result, they got illusions out. Shadow Demon got to instantly ulti the Morphling. Morphling started morphing stats. They ignored him for the start of the fight. Here he is. Oh, he had an invis as well. So here he is spotting.
Immediately.
I don't know why he was TPing already, but put him into a bad spot. He'd use Morph offensively. He couldn't get out easily. And at the same time, they put all the pressure into the Void Spirit. He used all of his Astral Steps. He ends up dying. SC dies on the backline, but they got everything else. And when he respawns here, he's got max strength already, so he doesn't have very much armor. And he couldn't wait for him because they saved Dream Coil. That was really well done by Tundra. Utilize all their skills so easily. That was cool. The cog break to make Dream Coil do a bit more damage. Very cool.
It's very nice looking indeed. They also ended up having to use the BKB charge over on Koifa during all that as well. So a very costly engagement for the side of Team Liquid, especially considering that they did have the Aegis in the top lane. More action coming out, the hook shot. They used the Laguna over here, the taunt over onto 9. By a little bit more time, he's probably going to go down here. Has the silence, yep, that is a dead 9, but the rest of them, Fata will be able to walk away from this engagement, so perhaps a bit too greedy.
It's a hard kill for sure. Void Spirit's got 2,200 HP and he had Yule, so I mean, good luck killing him with just those two heroes.
Better yourself from Fata will just annoy him. He'll turn his attention back to some creeps.
It's just a little bit too dangerous. SC ulti's great. It's going to dispel all of his Astral or Resonant Pulse shield, so he doesn't have much damage, but between those two guys, their burst damage isn't quite high enough. Dagon 2, it's got the damage, but it's just not high enough.
Well, this is take 2 now for the side of Liquid as they're going to try to take the middle tier 2 tower again, where some of those high cooldowns are on, high ultimates are now on cooldown, coming out on Tundra, so they don't have to worry too badly, although there is the Ravage backup, so.
A little different build as well by Skeeter. He's leaving his reflection at 1 skill point, and he's gotten a bunch of stat points as well. Makes sense. DP's like the perfect stat hero, very similar to Morphling. So just wants to be as tanky, high damage, high mana as possible. Even if reflection's amazing against. He's got the net worth advantage. That's what matters right now.
Yes, indeed.
Map, maybe we'll see Fada get destroyed.
They're going to try to get themselves a quick pick off, and they'll get it.
What a punk.
This is something that I feel like Koifa and Taiga, it used to be Boxy and Taiga. They used to make these moves all over the map together, finding these openings and trying to get quick pickoffs. And this can't. Oh, Skeeter gets himself a nice double damage rune.
I really like the trigger on Puck as well. He's already very burst damage focused, so being able to apply Witchblade from an extra 300 range every 5 seconds is incredible. Very good grab for him. Really good on Void Spirit as well. Probably, and with the Radiant team picking one, they'll probably get one also. Lots of burst damage on both sides.
Yeah, and the Agnum Scepter is now completed for the Morphling now.
Okay, so who is he trying to turn into? An ally, for sure. Probably... It's probably gonna Wyvern? Well...
Gives you that little extra range. You can have the...
You have to stay in that form. Because it's like a toggle. I don't know, we'll see how it works, but... it's good on with Slardar. Kind of. Guardian Sprint is dispellable, though, by Shadow Demon ulti. One of the nice things about SD versus Slar. Probably just Void Spirit, perhaps. Lean is okay. But none of them really scream out to me just yet.
Got a Satanic online for Skeeter. BKB does get picked up from Mickey, though, so see who gets to jump on who. Jump forward from 33 with a beautiful Ravage over onto 2. They just blow up Mickey almost instantly, and the hookshot comes in and slows down Koifa as Skeeter dumps out the double damage. And that tower belongs to them.
Feel good after last game, all right.
Yeah.
Media incredible on TV as well here with Satanic picked up. This pressure is not going to slow down here.
I mean, tradition says that Tundra takes the game too, usually, so they've got to be feeling real good right now. Taiga, careful here. 9, Dagon coming out over on the back end. Not quite enough damage to take the time. Oh, he's going in with the orb. No, Smell, Rocket Flare? Not quite enough. Very close, though.
Well, he is slowing them down. I mean, he's got the permanent Arctic Burn here. It burns his mana, of course, but I mean, putting that extra damage on them consistently is going to make it harder for them to fight, but slow him down. It saved Lena's life for sure. He put the heal on him. He would have died to the Rocket Flare otherwise. That was pretty okay. Decent start to the first Eggs use. The other thing is that This is the cast range, I think, as well. Maybe that's just your other cast range. Yeah, here's the pressure.
The poke.
Puts the heal on him here, which after the orb is gonna miss, then he uses it.
Smart.
Rocket flare, that heals him for like 50 HP. He definitely would have died from the rocket flare. Really nice save there.
What a team player, that's the male. And the next objective most likely is going to be the Roche as they're checking the pit. And getting themselves positioned. Look at all the vision. Look at all the wards coming out too. They'll find themselves a quick pick off on Fata. And is the position 5. The step 4 though. Mickey, is he getting a little too greedy here? No, the rest of the team is following right behind. But he's just so tanky. Gonna get 4 staffed up to the high ground and they just disengage easily. And you can see these illusions are causing a lot of problems for the side of Liquid.
Yeah, and Morphling's able to turn into TB pretty easily since he should be able to, I think you can transform from the illusions. And then he can do the same thing, push out on the map a little bit, but it's a little bit more restricted. It's not always available, and it's been pretty clear that Skeeter's been doing a great job. This is definitely the most annoying thing about playing against TB. When good players do this, it's like playing against Ags with Shard. It's like the same thing. You just send illusions down a wave. These illusions are really hard to kill. It takes a lot of effort to do, and it's hard to take fights as a result.
Oh, Taiga forcing away. Oh, does have Sumail waiting behind him. He's morphed into the Slardar. But look at this. They really want this Roche. It's up now. See the positioning. Got the Ags online here too, so nice little puddle.
Shard's up too. Who's gonna get it?
Question Mickey. Gonna poke his head in. He's one of those remnants. Just see if anybody's home. No one's visiting just yet, but you can tell that we're getting antsy. They want to go knock on the door.
Not any really obvious Shard grabbers here, but probably going to be either TB or Puck. We'll see. Definitely not going to be Jetpack, let me tell you.
I love Jetpack. I think Schofield picked it up in one of the SA games. He like dove into the base, bought a jetpack, and just was like, see you later. It was like a cartoon. I think it's so funny. It's not very good, but it's really funny.
I wonder if Skeeter is going to leave Reflection at 1 skill point so that when Morphling turns into him, he doesn't have a level 4.
That would be a next level play for sure.
But it also gimps him. Like, he just got the talent that makes his Conjure Image duration better. So it's like, I'm sorry, it's Conjure Image. I forget. That's not Reflection talent. My bad, confused.
You're fired.
I deserve that. I'd be a little surprised. He'll probably skill it eventually because it is really good against Morphling.
We've got a big smoke coming out here from the side of Liquid. They're sweeping around. Koifa a bit off the mark. The rest of the team still hiding behind though. 9 already zipping away, and Mickey has gone pretty deep here. They have to be careful because 33. Okay, that is the BKB coming out. Fata though is gonna get first down possibly. He gets dried right back. That is the Laguna. Mickey, he will pop to Snaking as they do get a great Winter's Curse up, but the disruption coming out, saving some fear from Snaking. Jump forward again from 9. They're gonna try to pick off Insania. LSA does connect. Buys just a bit more time, but they go and they drop down that sentry trying to see. As now you can see this Terrorblade. He's big, he's bad, he's scary, but he hasn't got his hands on anyone just yet. There is no Wyvern though. They could potentially go into this pit. They see Mickey. The Ravage comes out. The dodge though with the Dissimulate. Mickey still alive. Sumail thinking about going back in here. Taiga finding himself a kill on Snaking. That was a buyback, I believe. Koifa now the BKB duration as worn off as 9 poking away, and the hot look for it over on the back line to get the kill. Over onto Koifa from 9. They just still keep chasing after them here. To get the kill on Skeeter, the follow-up here over onto Taiga. They need a little bit more hits here, and they don't quite have it. Sumail trying to dodge away. Is going to go out for the back line. 33 though, does find the kill. Snaking will fall to Sumail. And these illusions are pelting him, but yeah, that was all over the place. 33 is still just doing his own thing over here. They have the Yules. This is looking like a dead Tide Hunter.
All right, great fight by Sumail there. Jumps in, guarantees the TB kill. They hit him with a bunch of disables. I think Sumail turned into Puck, maybe? That's where the silence was coming from? Something like that. But ultimately, it started really well from 9. 9 Mickey to overcommit, and as a result, they got
Sumail! Oh, 9! Oh my god, is he gonna get Mickey too? All right, they're gonna buy a little bit more time. They do have the stun duration, so Mickey my god. Fata, careful. Koifa's hunting. They've got vision on you. Sumail is not happy. He bought back. Sania opening up with that Arctic Bird. Do they chase after Mickey? Oh, the hook shot. It buys just a tiny bit of time, but not nearly enough as Sumail gets right back into that pit. He's got to be mad about that. A just picked up now for Sumail. You've got cheese on Koifa, and there's a little treat left inside the pit there for Mickey.
Mickey will.
This is immediately. Pew!
Assimilate. He got him so quick there, and that forced a buyback. They get Roche out of it, and there's a just on
look at that.
So it's not terrible, but
That last projectile, it almost connected.
that was there.
Got that BKB too with the rocket flare coming. Look at how chill Sumail is. He's just like, eh. Is that bubble tea? Man, I want bubble tea.
I mean, in a lot of ways, them getting Aegis over Terrorblade is a huge deal because with TB not having DKB just yet, he did buy Satanic, so he has some outs, but not being able to Sunder is the scariest thing. And ultimately, maybe the biggest issue in that fight was the Ravage from Tidehunter. 3-3 got a little bit too confident with his Blink Ravage. It didn't catch anybody, and that's the skill that you need to buy yourself a second or two of reset to get TB a Sunder off. And the supports also were targeted really effectively by Koifa. Koifa was hunting Shadow Demon, hunting Fada. Taking those heroes out of the fight is a big advantage.
I mean, the Shadow Demon has, that's their main source of save for the most part, right? So it's very, very important that they get the off. You can't have all those Shadow poison stacks just stacking up. I think it's definitely the right call to jump onto the back lines. Otherwise, you start to run into the issue that we've seen in other games when you've got, something like a Shadow Demon. I think we also saw, like, what was it? It was paired up with, like, an Enchantress, and they're just allowed to sit so far back and just pelt out all this damage.
Yeah, it's something that you got to deal with. But SD's benefit is mostly, in my opinion, about disruption, his ulti, and probably a soul catcher occasionally on the right heroes to burst him. But
we do.
Liquid's got to continue pushing out their lanes, and but Tundra just wants to buy time until they get BKB. Never mind,
they have BKB. I was just about to. Skeeter just picked up that BKB, and now it's smoke on smoke action. The question is who gets to jump on who first. Fata sitting on the low ground. Able to spot out here. Sumail turning himself into the Winter Wyvern, trying to slow down though. There's a jump forward. They immediately just delete Fata, and now Skeeter is forced to run away.
Not the worst for the fight start, I suppose. They might go high ground. It was definitely scary for Tundra to be trying to cross the river there. I think going across in that position is just going to be way too difficult.
Ooh, the Trickster
for
cloak,
TB.
though.
Very good here. It's going to double up his, give him more evasion and some necessary magic resistance too against others.
All right, so a bit of a reset after that pickoff. Again, I think they spotted the BKB now over in the Terrorblade. At least they're going to be able to now, for sure, as they make their way through, but interested to see what the next move is here.
We're missing one tier 4 item on the Tundra side. TB currently holding both of the tier 4 items they have.
Leaping forward, they see Koifa immediately. They want to silence him up, and they'll go and follow up with the BKB. Skeeter is here, though. He's got his own BKB, so it doesn't really matter too much that they have that E-Blade. So they'll be able to take out Koifa this time around.
Huge. To slow down Spell.
Oh, he's still trying. He's chasing after him. Sumail, can they give it off? They have the hookshot. They have the Ravage. They want to get rid of him. He's all strength north, though. He's got the silence, so he's going to have some longevity. Got a result. Cogs as well. Just going to be waveform away over to Insania. We go back in, though, is a question. Over on the back, Mickey was trying to make some plays. He's got the BKB, but this Scotty, of course, doing so much with slowing him down. The jump forward, though, they have their eyes over on Mickey, and it looks like he's going to survive. He even goes and drops that Aether Remnant just in case. 9 just a little bit further than that, but of course, the rest of the team cannot follow up with this puck, so he'll back off.
He's doing great. Shard making a big difference there, giving him some ability to escape after the dangerous backline dive he did. But Ravage trading for Morphling didn't end up being worth it. They interrupt the TP, but he just got away. They need the TB there, I believe, to hit him with the Scotty. Otherwise, he's just a little bit too fast. He buys time to get waveform charges off. But otherwise, the fight start was good for Tundra. They used the Ag Stream Quill for Puck on the Slardar. Once they pick off Slardar, they don't have to worry about their backline supports as much. Their supports can defend themselves against Morphling and the Void Spirit a bit, but Slardar just like way too much single target survivable damage.
Is this a situation where you want to see the supports possibly pick up something like an Aeon Disc, especially the Shadow Demon?
Yeah, he's aiming for it right now. He's on his way. It can help a huge amount for sure. Clockwork has the Force Staff, so he's definitely can protect himself better against the Slardar than SD can. SD doesn't want to have to hold the Slardar, for example.
Oh, 9 is taunted, he's silenced, he's stunned, and now he's dead. Assimilate stuns for 2.5 seconds. Oh my god.
And he got silenced too. And that's something that's kind of significant actually. 9 hasn't bought himself a Yules this whole game. Mickey bought like Egg's first item, but that's like the first time he got killed by him. So it's pretty impressive that 9's been able to avoid getting solo killed this long, focusing instead on having as much damage as possible for the other heroes.
Yeah, but I feel like Yules is totally, it's always built into, or not built into, but like it's always in the build, right? For a Void Spirit, because it's really good. No, for the Void Spirit, especially because of the fact he's able to set up, and then he also uses it as a save. Like Puck, it's a little more aggressive. Yeah, 33 picking that up. This will catch her. They've got a lot of damage here. They've got the Scotty. They already went with the hook shot, though. Nice save here coming out from Sumail. He's turned himself into the Winter Wyvern. He's looking for this opening. He's going to wait for it forward. And there's going to be the buyback now from 9. BKB coming out from Skeeter as he's trying to hunt down Sumail. He's not quite finding him over here. More buybacks coming out. The jump forward here over onto Sumail. He's still hexed up. The stun, though, coming out. The follow-up with that Ravage. Can they finish him off in time? Yes, they finally managed to burst down Sumail. As now 9, he's bought back for this. He would like to get himself a kill. He finds himself Taiga over into the corner. Still Skeeter who's going to get the final hit off. And the hunt is on. I don't think you can catch Koifa in this river. He is far too fast, but 9, he's trying pretty hard here. He's got that illusory orb, gets the silence, just keeps poking away. But there's a bit of a candy kill here, Purge. They don't have any way to go and grab him, and there are more important objectives on this board, I think, right now.
That's tough in the river. He's just
a motorboat.
That fight was crazy, though. The fast hex pickup here. Not an item Tide often gets, but he hasn't gotten a new item at all. Picks up the hex. They use it to initiate, which is really effective. Skeeter tried to use his Ag's Terror Wave to transform to do a chain stun, but it wasn't able to hit in time. So as a result, Void Spirit gets BKB off. Then things look bad for Tundra, but they were able to get the pick off on Void Spirit as he escaped. 9 dove past him. They got him with the Dagon, the bonus damage. And that's kind of what opened up the rest of the fight for them.
Now they can just make an army of illusions to push, and they don't have to really commit very hard. 33 is just, he's showing off here. Right here, he says, what are you going to do about it? Big tanky lad, you don't have your big boys up right now.
So many illusions. Like a PLC in the high ground or something.
Yeah, it really is. Koifa's trying to man fight over here with this 1 TB illusion, and it's just looking really rough. Yeah, we talked about the Aeon Disc earlier for supports, but also it has been picked up for the Puck as well. And I feel like that's very necessary, especially, like we said, for the Shadow Demon. Extremely necessary that he's able to survive and get these spells off during the fights.
Because that's a big deal at all. Shadow Demon doesn't deal damage for a couple seconds. He just needs the utility of his abilities to buy his team a lot of time. So Shard picked up on Quake as well, kind of interesting. Applies Corrosive Haze on illusions and creep waves and stuff, so he'll be able to push this out a bit faster.
Pretty necessary, I would say, considering.
Does a lot more damage with his Slithering Crush now. So I think he's using it as like an ability to push waves, basically. So it's kind of a cool pickup. Not normally something you get out of Slardar is fast pushing of waves, but he needs it against TB.
This is an onslaught. It reminds me of the little trivia. How many TB illusions have been killed, Purge? How many would you guess? I'm gonna say 36.
I think it's I'll say 27.
Drum roll, please.
Died naturally.
45. I won. Ha-ha!
You won?
Party horn.
It had been a while.
They're all over the map, though. Like, especially when you consider the fact that, Snake King has been just, using the push-out waves as well, farming. So it's been the most value. I'm not sure if it's the most value Terrorblade or the most value Shadow Demon. I guess it's Terrorblade, right? Because you're using his illusions. Sometimes Sumail, exactly. Too, if you're capable enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of illusion spam going on in this game, all right. But I think the most significant thing is that Skeeter's only died 1 time. Sumail's died 3 times. Skeeter's farmed way faster because his ability to push across the entire map with his illusions. He's got 10,000 more net worth than Morphling. So at this point, he's sitting really good, honestly. He can't get much more farm than this. In fact, he switched his neutral item to spider legs just so that he would have an extra item slot for items. And this is like a perfect situation to have spider legs. When you have this ultra farmed carry at this point of the game, you don't want to sacrifice your movement speed. But a lot of players do, but it does hurt you sometimes in some of those late game fights. But now he's going to be able to get 7 slotted. Like, he's about to eat his Ags, basically. Then he's going to have another slot, which could be a rapier. It could be a Daedalus. There's a lot of things he could buy here.
Production wants us to watch this clutch. Look at him snaking. It goes in. Can he get her up in time? Oh, we'll never know because we're going to stop. There we go.
Wow. Did break that bounty rune.
Denied.
Pretty significant.
No, but like you said, with the, you know, the fact that they've got the spider legs online for the Terror Blade, it's so value, right? Because of the fact you've got so much ability coming out from the rest of your team. You've got a hook shot from the Clockwork. You've got a Dream Coil with the blink coming out here with the puck. You've got the jump coming out from a Tidehunter. Like, so you're not super concerned about, you know, chasing in necessarily, because a lot of the times they're going to be held into place if everything goes according to plan here for Tundra. Whereas Liquid, they're struggling a little bit. These fights have been so incredibly split too. I know, like, I'm trying to watch everything and there's something going on the other side of the screen that we just aren't able to see or show everybody. But, you know, everyone is just, it almost feels like sometimes Mickey's a little bit too far or trying to get onto the back lines, because somebody does, right? Somebody has to, whether it's Koifa or Mickey. But then the problem is, like, Wyvern's slow. Wyvern is not the fastest hero. Lena has to be careful with the positioning. She could get blowed up so easily. And then, of course, you know, Sumail is just trying to do as much as he can in the fight, just generally speaking, trying to figure out who is my target, who do I blow up, how do I get there?
Yeah, I can't imagine playing a Morphling in a situation like this. There's just like so many decisions that you have to make in a rapid amount of time. You got, who do I transform into? How do I use my skills? When do I hard commit to trying to get a kill or something like that? It's just also difficult. And Liquid has shown that it's pretty easy for them to turtle, at least, because they can just turn into Winter Wyvern and just start slapping Arctic Burns into people, which does, you know, 9% of their current health. That can be a nice way to slow things down, but Tundra's just going to out-farm, and I feel like their supports are just scaling better too. Like, SD, once he gets an Ags, is going to be really terrifying. His ulti does 700 damage now with the talent. That goes through magic immunity. So if he just slaps one on Slardar, like, that's the best thing about playing SD late game with Ags. You just put like one ulti on both carries. Which one's not that, you ulti the other guy again. And so it's like 2 carries are just completely taken out of the fight because of the major slow. And if one of those is Slardar and he doesn't get to use Guardian Sprint, it's really valuable in making Slardar dive to the back.
And Liquid,
scary.
They're smoked up and they're hoping that they can make something happen here. 33 is, of course, the one forward. Is here as well. Step forward. Oh, they follow up though with the Dream Coil, and there it is. Skeeter trying to just do as much damage, but that's going to be a nice Winter's Curse over on the back line as the Ravage does go up here from 33, and they're trying to just forward. Sumail, he can't get over there as he just loses Mickey immediately. The BKB coming out now from Skeeter as they're hunting Insania. Can they grab him though? They've got the silence, and he maybe one more hit from the puck. Knight's going to get himself a double kill over on the back lines though. They do manage to go disrupt Sumail. Sumail, he's in trouble. He does have the BKB, but look at the stunning damage. Look at the amount just coming forward here as he's going to try to waveform up. They don't quite have that vision, although 33, he's trying the best he can. That is scary. And there's a gem dropped over here on the ground too.
Spotted at 9, doing such a good job in that team fight. Smoke breaks. They were able to phase shift. Tide blinked back, and then he gets a big Dream Coil and 2 heroes. And now catching Slaughter the other side with the board.
Oh, the hook shot. He is locked down. They have the damage, the force over to the side, and Fata will get the kill.
That is absolutely not a ward that you expect on the Liquid side, because it's been a long time since they were aggressive there, but that Observer ward near the Secret Chop spots him out and they get another kill on the map, whereas normally Slaughter will be able to get a couple creeps killed, maybe finishes AC here, but no, instead they get the map control. Roche is going to go into the pit. It's a Refresher Shard. No free Axe, but the Shard go on. It'd be amazing on 9. It'd be really good on Tidehunter. It'd be safe on TB.
Everyone's a good candidate.
Yeah.
At this point. There's nothing that Liquid can do here. Nikkei's still down 40-something seconds. No buyback. They do buyback on Koifa. They've got buyback on Taiga, but these are not people that want to dive into that pit. So Liquid a bit on the back end now.
No, they go high ground. Still got a couple.
Look at this illusion. He's just chewing through the buildings. Bata's
really
just
good.
playing around a little bit here. He's thinking about, you know, maybe doing that hook shot. Knows exactly what Samal is. This is the problem. You just keep throwing out all these illusions. 33, he's taking a little bit of damage over here. Very slowly getting chipped down, but he's forced forward. They get the Hex off immediately, and they just blow up Samal.
Dead.
He's dead.
No buyback.
He's got no buyback. They're going to go for the finish here. Tundra, they want this. Quite fine. He's going to be forced to buy back here. They can't afford to lose these buildings so quickly, but I don't know how they get in there. Look at this damage. Look at these snowballs being tossed out. The Scotty damage from Skeeter as they just start mowing through. Swipe over onto the back ends. Get the signs off here. Over onto Fata. They'll be able to get the kill on the Clockwork, but this is not looking good now for Koifa. The LSA buys a little bit more time. The Fear just pushing him right back. Snaps the coil. They'll take down Koifa. Now Mickey is also trying to run. They use the Ravage. They want to get rid of him. There's no buyback on 4 of the players here on the side of Liquid. Tundra, they do it. They take game number 2 and tradition that they like to, and Liquid is going to go down and lose this game.
Tundra played so good this game. I'm gonna say the only pressure that came was on heroes that basically didn't matter. The supports died a little bit at like a high rate in the early stages of the game, but
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats. Mark Beats, 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 Mark Beats, Mark Beats, Mark Beats. beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Bring it back.
Mark beats, Mark beats, Mark beats.
Something that Tundra has been doing against OG a lot.
Yeah.
And we still have Tundra going for the puck. I mean, game 1 did work out, but game 2 it did.
It's a nice answer to AA. You don't really have much to offer in terms of lockdown. You can hunt the AA quite easily. I like what Liquid did, though. You can be assured that Tundra would have taken it were it left in the pool. And it's just a really nice hero to build around. You know, you remove healing from the enemy draft. There's no way you can play some kind of sustained lineup. Heroes like Morphling, Necrophos, Death Prophet become unpickable. Alchemist, they're all just deleted from the game because you have an AA.
Oh, instant Tiny.
Yeah.
So yeah, in regards to that, you now have the instant response of Tiny because they didn't care what Tundra picked in this next position. They just knew your puck's mid. Let's just pick up most likely our mid hero here again. But again, potentially this could be the carry.
Mika, yeah,
the carry Tiny. But the concept of Tiny v Puck, it gives you a hero that if Puck is not ready, you can like 100 to 0 or some scenarios just 100 to 50 to force the Puck to be defensive.
I'm a big fan of Tiny against Puck. This was our go-to way back in the days when I was.
Wait, Carl, quick. That the Hon days, am I right?
And the Hon days?
The Dota days?
Dota days.
The Dota days. Just confirmation.
Because Limp is the best Tiny in the world.
Oh, of course he is. There we go.
The enemy's team win Puck. We'd pick Tiny. And you always have the kill threat, especially with an AA. The Vortex down, if you set up for a combo, like it's just too much damage. Like almost 1500 at max level combo level.
That was just
add an Echo Saber. And you also toss the clock away, which is quite nice. So you're never really threatened by these two heroes. They're going to need some sort of sustained damage. You expect Lifestealer probably to get banned out as well. Although Liquid have AA, maybe you feel better about it.
I just prefer seeing Insania playing a bit more of an active 5 because like he plays the Grims, the Warlocks, the A's. They have a clean entry into a team fight. Is it the save, the fight?
Yeah.
Wyvern's a little bit more kind of wave clearing, kind of on the fringe. It's completely different to the style that we often see from
Wyvern feels like the kit looks so good from a distance, but it's always underwhelming. I can't think of a player who's picked it and not regretted it.
Only until they won and they're like, I still didn't feel like I won the game.
Yeah.
As a Wyvern.
I always go back to like Crit, TI, just
kept picking it.
Wyvern, it's like it doesn't do it. It was, originally pre-nerf, sure. When you could keep attacking people, wasn't any sort of damage mitigation. It's like a 70-second cooldown. Man, that was busted.
Now this is the series meta. This is where Liquid's like, damn, yeah, this Tundra team, they just kind of 1v9'd after, a very strong early game with this Terrorblade. So let's respect that a little bit. Let's throw it a ban. I love how relaxed Fada is in every draft. He's always like arms back, chit-chatting with the lads. He never is too concerned. Confidence is key in a draft.
Yeah, you gotta control your emotions. I mean, Fada's been in this position before. Been around. It's actually kind of wild how long he's been in the scene at this level as well.
Yeah, and with different roles.
Yeah.
And Fada
mid, off lane, captain.
Yeah, but only a captain for like a year and a half now.
Yeah.
He only made that jump a year and a half
Yeah,
ago.
but he's always been, I think, that first mate.
Yeah, once the team finds consistency, he's like his name within the captaincy ranks will obviously be up there with the others. It's just right now he's still trying to kind of find his footing as a consistent, potentially tier 1 team.
Yeah. But he has the potential to be there for
sure. Yeah, 100%. His kind of approach to the game is very good.
This game kind of determines it, right? It's big for both of these squads' destinies, and also just telling you, what this DPC season is like. If anything, maybe it's we could say, we want more games played between these teams, but it's good setup for TI when you'll have one final game with $1 million on the line, your spot and chance to play at a major.
There's difference though, because even though I agree with your point, but at TI you're playing several games a week, and this you don't get a week to prepare for that series that means so much. And for these series, these teams, Tundra, I guess they didn't get a full week because they played OG Tuesday, so they get 3 days. That's still a luxury.
But the key thing here is you're describing something where teams, that's why they need to qualify for this major, have that experience, because if you didn't go to the first major, you didn't go to the second major, and you win that qualify, go to TI, that's when you're going to feel kind of the lack of confidence in that type of environment. So
Yeah.
for Tundra, they win this series, they go joint second, 3 and 2. They lose this series, they're joint 7th, 2 and 3. That's how
Yeah.
close this group stage is.
True.
Kind of crazy, actually. Second play, two losses, you're tied for second.
Yep.
Meanwhile, I mean, I don't see anybody else. We'll stick to this series. Big pick ahead for Liquid. Likely gonna commit to what this Tiny's role is. It could be a Taiga hero.
Mm-hmm.
The Oracle is a cool concept because the way it functions with AA, if you get the ult off before you're in shatter range, all of the healing, damage taken, whatever, that's all calculated at the end of the spell.
Yep.
So you can still heal a target, technically, even though they're AA.
As long as you're aware of the shatter
yes,
range and the duration of how long
correct.
the AA ult still
the
is
AA
gonna
ult
last on the
has to
target.
dissipate before the Oracle ult, and
Yes.
then they will likely survive because, you know, Oracle does heal a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so again, for Liquid, this pick here is going to decide, is it a mid-tiny, is it 4, is it carry? Like, this tiny is very up in the air. So potentially just ignoring those roles and going for an offlane could come into play. Oracle as a hero for Tundra, it isn't the strongest laner unless the carry also has some kill potential.
The question is, what do you pick for Koifa? Because I don't think it can be Slaughter again. Clock was a big issue, thorn in his side in the previous game, and you're against an Oracle 2, just so good at removing.
I feel like they probably would still go for the Slaughter type pick because they did really well on laning phase.
Slaughter type, sure, not Slaughter.
They have played, like Quickfire, when he started going to the off lane, they've played Mag, Sand King, and Razor as well, other than the Slaughter.
They could casually go Mag PA, for example. They could do that very easily. They go Tusk. Okay. Revealing, of course, Tiny is now the core.
Could be offlane Tusk.
Maybe.
We've not seen Tusk be super successful in the last week and so.
I think it's, for at least for this game, you now have a little bit more of save with the Tusk. You lose that when you pick this AA core, and you have the double jump now where Tusk and Tiny can also find in the fight.
Is there a universe where you fourth pick an Aya as Liquid?
It could for sure be Aya, yeah, maybe. I don't know into Puck Clock Darkseer. It's a lot of AoE that will be messy.
So this is a cool pick because now the Clock suddenly gets a ton of threat attached. Darkseer really doesn't fear these two supports.
10 seconds remaining.
You're a very early pipe buyer. Really nice to have those AoE auras.
5 seconds
because
remaining.
Liquid represents at the moment a lot of burst, but very limited sustained damage.
Now, question for Liquid here is, what type of carry do they want going into a Darkseer lane? Morphlin's banned out. Obviously would have thrived there.
Just say Jug.
Yeah, but the only fear with Jug is the whole idea of you have the hookshot and the coil to deal with you throughout the later portion of the game, but I guess it's still fine.
Well, they end up going for Mars, and there is, of course, still the chance that the Tiny is going to be played by Mickey instead.
That's true. That's true.
Which at the moment looks like will be the case. I mean, does Samil play Tiny that much?
I mean,
I'm sure he can. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you can choose between a Mickey Tiny and a Samil Tiny,
it depends on the route they want to go. So far, Sumel's been playing their one.
Yeah.
Mid lane, sure, but do you want to keep that? Mickey is their carry. He's the guy that'd be playing PA. So are you going to switch that up? Is that a decision Liquid made in terms of how they're going to prioritize farm all series long, or was it based solely on the matchup against Puck?
and then I guess in terms of Mars, it might even be a Koifa type. Like, they can swap things around, right? They have a lot of flexibility. It doesn't necessarily need to be Koifa that plays that Mars.
They do in theory, but it's actually pretty tough because they need a hero that's gonna, you know, be their win condition, scale, kill the enemy towers, and the matchups Tundra represent are real difficult. Like the team fight for Tundra is there, and they'll be able to last pick counter carry.
Technically, like, to some degree, Leshrac still applies that type of game plan for Liquid. The only difficulty there is if Puck Clockwork both jump you and there's a last pick for Tundra, then it might be a more uncomfortable game. But they picked it so confidently before, I could still see them going for just full skirmish, full pacing. They're bounce fan. But yeah, Tundra, they very much think it's a mid-tiny offlane Mars with a last pick for Liquid for the carry.
You can't, like, TA's banned, there's no SF.
I just want to see the tiny mid against Puck. Don't overcomplicate it. Just have a good matchup and just pick a carry that can play into Darkseer.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
And they have no reserve. They have like 18 seconds.
Yeah, they got no time left whatsoever. Or rather, not that much anyway.
Simplest solution's just a Jug, but I think they want to go... I mean, you could Spectre, maybe?
Yeah, I'm thinking Jug Spectre. Okay, wow. Okay, nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
All right, look at the giggles. Oh, the grins.
That is a Koifa Lone Druid 9th pick. Is that a good pick here? And how will... Yeah.
Mickey Mars.
Yeah, Mickey Mars,
Sumail Tiny,
and then...
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is maybe with a variation of Liquid where they spoke about flexibility in the players. They haven't shown it yet, but this could be the game where lanes are kind of thrown around a little bit.
Oh, yeah. And now the farm priority is going to get a little weird, but
for sure.
I dig it because it's a great lane against Darkseer Clock. You can't really ever pressure a Lone Druid, and a lot of the heroes you want to play here are banned out. Lifesteal.
I was going to say, yeah, these bans are now so clear because it's like the Troll, the Lifesteal, the heroes that would have done great against Lone Druid.
Now, if you're Tundra, just a PA with the Darkseer, something to get active, high reach. Spectre isn't really playable into the massive team fight of Liquid, so
they go for Wraith.
Of course. You know, talking about going to Staples, yeah. I mean,
Game 3, Kyle.
In a must-win scenario, Liquid say Koifa Lone Druid and Tundra say Skeeter Wraith King. Probably should have seen it coming. Both teams just sticking with what their team is. This is what they've done for years now.
Yeah, I mean, absolute. Yeah, both teams, they have the counter initiation. One has Mars, one has Puck. They have the tower pressure. One has Druid, one has Wraith King. I think the main thing here is Liquid has an easier time grouping early on to apply pressure. And then Tundra, they can fight on into that pressure when Wraith King uses his ultimate and turns the fight around with Darkseer Wall plus Puck Core. But yeah, I think both drops pretty. I prefer the idea of Liquid because the simplicity of push with Lone Druid if he has a good lane. And I think he will have a pretty good time. So yeah, I just Lone Druid on Liquid is very scary.
X factor is that the Liquid supports are all just damage, right? The Tusk with the Snowball Stave, it's possible. Whereas on the side of Tundra, a lot of counter initiation that can come out from the clock, but specifically the Oracle and the Darkseer. You're going to have an early Piper Greaves. Maybe he'll go for an Ags, maybe go for Solar Crest, whatever, but you don't have that option on Liquid to get those really early supportive items. You don't have an Oracle. You don't have that hard save. So it's going to be more difficult for Liquid to execute team fights. They're going to want to burst a target immediately, but Tundra have the tools to prevent that from happening.
And when you guys are talking about Lone Druid doing well against the Clock and the Darkseer, does that mean that we're going to see lane swaps until that lane is there for the side of Liquid? Like, is that the one that they want to set up for?
This isn't going to be as devastating. We've seen some terrible stuff. I think these teams are going to be a lot simpler. Just go to the lane, apply the pressure, get the early farm, and go. We're not going to see heroes running around. Hopefully.
Okay, well, hopefully that won't happen. We're going to find out what will happen together with Moxie and Purge. Here's game 3.
All right, game number 3. We have a Skeeter Wraith King. We have a Koifa Lone Druid. And I have a feeling that once this game hits into the late game portion, we're in for a bloodbath, Purge.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun match to watch. It's always cool to see games where teams have counterplay potential. Kyle was talking about having Oracle against Heavy Burst is going to make his role really important, not just because of his ulti, but also because of Fate's Edict to block magic. Some of his heroes here. They are going to spot the bear. The bear, I think, saw the orb, so that reveals that they are there despite the smoke dump on these non-hero units. But yeah, Koifa is going to be playing basically a carry this game, and Mickey is going to be playing off lane. So we'll see how the role swap works out for him, but it's the heroes they're familiar with, so it should be okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're concerned about this at all over on Liquid. I think, if anything, it's one of the strengths of the players that they have for their particular team, is they can be so incredibly flexible, whether it's Koifa, you know, playing the core role, or sometimes, you know, off lane. You know, Mickey has been, you know, dabbling in all different ones, depending on what their draft calls for. And yeah, now with Sumail added into the mix, you have just so much flexibility. But that one word giving them a lot of information over on the side of Tundra, being able to spot all 3 of those heroes over to the side. So they're going to bully Mickey away here.
Bad. Tiger does get the boundary in, but he's going to get a huge amount of damage here. Cost him a cell. Okay, he dodges the orb, so he'll be okay.
A little bit of body block coming out here from the bear, too. Gonna slow them down just a bit. And yeah, otherwise, you know, it'd be a fairly standard matchup over here in the mid lane. Tiny, of course, doing fairly well against the Puck.
Christine quickly sending back his bear to get his first items, then he'll recall the bear to himself after this. Cool.
Efficiency. Special delivery service here from what is this bear called again? Has something silly about it. Oh yeah, Michael Vu. Named after the teammate here.
Yeah. The Blightstone will be really nice here though, because they've already got Orb of Venom on Tusk. They can use Tag Team to amplify their physical. certainly threatens snaking a little. It's not careful.
I mean, that's the scary bit too, is the fact that, you know, it is a double melee sort of lineup here in this lane, and tag team does so incredibly well against this. One of the reasons why we've been seeing, you know, some of that Dark Willow picked up, just because it's fairly decent against, you know, the Tusk position 5.
The kind of pressure and survivability as a support is really helpful if, and especially in those like mid and late game fights, kind of similar to Shadow Demon. If you can protect yourself, it really wastes a lot of crucial time for some of those diving type heroes to go get the kill.
Bottom tower is under attack.
So far, Tiny doing very well mid, 9-2 versus Mark's 5-1, but with his damage advantage, not too surprising.
As expected, for sure. I think it'll be interesting too when we do get those level 6 online here. I would like to see 9 be very active. Of course, Mickey, though, probably going to be the one who makes the moves over here on the side of Liquid once he gets that arena up.
Block in large camp, small camp ends up getting dewarded, so product now pulls. So this is looking decent for Tundra at the moment. Wraith King going about even in terms of last hitting. You do have to be very careful against this A dual lane though. A plus Mars is a lot of damage. This is one of the reasons A has been pretty valued lately, is just because he has really solid harassment and kill potential with any other ally that can disable. So Skeeter's not careful, could get out harassed. He actually went for a really fast Wraith ban, very surprising. Huh.
Something a little bit different.
It's a lot of extra armor, is one thing. But it's not as much damage as a brace would give him, but it'll increase his attack speed and it'll make the right click damage that Mars does a bit less. So could help him out a lot in the laning stage. Like think of it like a cheap chainmail, basically.
That's one of the nice things about watching these upper division games, is sometimes you see a little bit of a modification coming out in terms of the builds. But top lane Fonda is getting bullied just a little bit. It looks like he's gonna be fine though. Purges that off immediately.
He's worried about getting dived over there, actually. Works out alright, though. Skeeter picks up level 3.
Ooh.
Bot lane, a little pressure on BO3, but trap him back in.
I mean, the initiation versus reinitiation coming out from both sides is pretty crazy in this bottom lane, right? So, you know, maybe you land a nice shards, snowball sort of thing, but you just follow up immediately with the cogs, with the battery assault, and just try to readjust here, so.
They're just going to both hard commit, basically. They've got level 2 Iron Shell now, so this is looking really good for Tundra. They can skill Vacuum 2 if they need it. If Voice is not careful, gets out of position, it could be bad for him.
Should be fairly quiet, though, until we get those level 6s online here for both sides. 33, he's ticking down. Waifa's going to get the first blood. Tiger will fall next, snaking.
Well, I wish they would have gotten the bear. The bear, it was like there was 2 targets, both would have been really good. Do you want 300 gold, or do you want the experience of killing a hero and killing him? They made the right choice, of course.
Strange to say,
A little too much damage for 3-3 to tank through. Boots coming for somebody else. I believe those are, yeah, snaking. They got boots out of that, so that's pretty big advantage. Level 2 battery assault, level 2 iron shell, running down his opponent's gonna be even easier because Tusk is trying to get the fast orb of corrosion, so he's not gonna have his movement speed here. Be vulnerable for them.
Could be indeed, as again another shards come out. Snaking is just ticking down, and that will be another kill here for Taiga over in the mid lane. 9 poking away at Smell. Not quite enough damage here. Doesn't have that orb up either, so Smell is going to be able to go use a bottle charge and has to play very carefully because he will definitely get doven by 9.
I didn't even tell that he had boots on Clockwork earlier. It's too much disable. Too much damage. Despite the Iron Shell potentially on 2 people, that's I think the difference. I think they only had 1 Iron Shell when they fought to the death here, so Liquid just has to be careful when they choose to go for those kills and they pick the right moment.
Just be quiet, trying to take down this courier over here. They need 1 more hit to take down Mickey's courier. Not going to be able to quite find it, as the wave is pushed in here in the top. And there's a chase over here on 33. Ooh, good shard coming in hot here. Snaking is here though with battery assault. He's going to try to use those ion shells. There's going to be a surge coming out here from 33. But just a bit more time as Snaking will also retreat. Getting chased down by the bear though. Just have to be a little careful, and they're still going to chase after him here. Hoping maybe to contest here for the rune. 33 is healing up, but not healing up quite fast enough, so Koifa should be able to kind of bully them out of this area.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Like, look at this. This bear is just running at 33. Gets a root off to the side. Feels bad, man.
He zoned them from the boundary. I mean, I guess it does force him all the way back, at least to force the salve out of snaking there. Not all bad. I'm a little surprised he committed so hard, but hey, giving Tusk some moments to get last hits, gets him his boots. It's going to make their pressure even better. So this is kind of like the same thing that happened in the first game. Is look, Quakefa and Taiga as a dual lane partnership is they're just so good at winning their lane. They know the moments to force fights, and even though Tundra has conventional strong looking lanes, they keep getting these kills.
We talked about it as well, the fact that, you know, it feels like Tundra, they really kind of need 33 to have a good lane. Top lane, though, a little bit of skirmishing going back and forth between Fata and Insania. Not in too much here, just tossing out some spells to be annoying. But, you know, 9 did have a standout performance on the last puck game that he had, but, you know, it really does come down to having 33 also being able to follow him up. That's kind of their dynamic duo that we see frequently coming out from Tundra.
Sumail glyphing a little bit late to prevent the wave from being cleared. Move out in time. Curious if Skeeter's going to go for a Midas this game. It seems to be like the new popular Wraith King build. Rather than going Armlet, you just go for the Midas. It's very likely, I suppose, this game, because there's an A on the enemy team. You don't want to buy Armlet against that hero, and it still gives you like good farm speed and stuff like that. Great sentry by Insane. He's going to grab a ward and a sentry with that one. Dust Mask on Wraith King now. He'll farm very rapidly. Otto will hold the wave most likely, try to get some levels. 9 in the mid lane is still leveling and last hitting fine against Tiny, but too much even. Only lane that's going a little bit rough is basically Darkseer. Darkseer's less last hits than his opponent offlaner does. But on the bright side, Snaking's almost 6. Heart's looking good on them. He gets a fast hook shot.
Oh, bottom lane vacuum. He should be able to run away. Dodges around the shards. They do have the snowball, though. It's going to slow down right underneath the tower. That's a dead 33, but over in the mid lane, they are making plays here. They're trying to put out as much damage as they can over onto Sumail. And Sania also making this rotation here, but Snaking, he's fast. Can he get the kill on Sumail? No, he can't! At the last second, though. So we'll find this opening, and now the spear against the trees. 9, maybe he's overcommitted just a little bit. Does have the orb. Taiga, though, coming in hot. Throwing out the shards. Is it enough? Not quite, as now 9 is going to be allowed to walk away. But there is a double damage rune up here.
Still very, very good for Liquid as a whole, I guess. I guess losing Tiny wasn't so good, but he got a kill first, so he still gets experience out of the rotation. This reminds me of last game in the sense that Wraith King is just, he gets a bit of a free lane here with these fights happening in other places. So as long as Tundra gets some of the kills, absolutely worth it for them to get these exchanges. And Park's going to go Witchblade again. Wants to have that brass and burst potential on the side lanes if possible. Been weird for Quake either. Mask of Madness phase boots on his bear. Very normal stuff here.
I was curious as to, you know, we had the level 6 online for Puck, so I wanted to see him, you know, start skirmishing around a bit. But like I said, I was a bit curious if he would make a rotation to the bottom because 33 is, of course, struggling. But they do have, you know, a couple stacks going on, so he's going to be able to farm up that way. Is that enough to help him recover, do you think?
On 33, stacks definitely help, sure, but I feel like Darkseer, the nice thing about it is you're kind of getting no matter where you're standing. Throw Iron Shells on creep wave, go back and do stacks, and then when team fights happen, they'll still be really effective. Like, Darkseer doesn't typically lane dominate like he used to back in the day. Right now, we'll see if he can survive.
They go and they drop the wall. They'll hold them in place with these cogs as well, but it doesn't matter because 33, he does fall Snaking now. There's going to be the hook shot. He's trying to stun up by a bit more time. He's not going to be able to do it as Taiga will get the final hit. 9 behind the tower, but the top tower goes down for Liquid, so definitely a value fight here for the side of Liquid.
It just reminds me so much of the first game where they like could win the lane, but they just die a little bit more, and as a result, there's just a massive advantage now. Whereas before, if they get kill potential and they kill their opponents, then yeah, there's options. But the Lone Druid Bear plus Tusk and the Lone Druid Hero, so much tag team damage. They just couldn't out DPS them, and they died too many times now. 6 total deaths on the Tundra side in that offlane where all the deaths have been.
So at this point, do you even bother going down? And I feel like you still need to try to attempt a gank, but you just have to bring quite a few more heroes, right? Obviously, the Clockwork and the Darkseer are not enough, perhaps, if they take 9 as well. Is that a worthwhile investment, or?
I don't know if they can kill Quake, but it's really hard. If he gets his ulti off, I feel like the engagement is over. Like, you're just not going to get a kill. Like, if you get separated hook shot and they can follow that, layer that up with, like, Waning Rift, yeah, maybe they can kill him, but it's still really difficult. They don't quite have the best ganking us.
They see that vision getting tossed up here. They're smoked up on the side of Liquid. They're hoping to make some plays with Sumail and Insania, but immediately just trying to back off to get the cogs off. The Ice Blast tossed in. The follow-up with a nice arena here from Mickey as they'll focus down snaking. He's going to be first to fall. 9 is now trapped inside. Does have the Dream Coil over to 3, but he needs backup. He doesn't have his team. He's next to go down. As 33, he does manage to get the vacuum wall combo off, but it doesn't even matter. Mickey gets himself a triple kill, and it looks like there's going to be another kill as Koifa finds himself a Fata.
What a run down there. I mean, Tundra did a great job trying to slow it down. They put the Oracle, they pulled the creep wave with the Rocket Flare, trying to keep the tower alive. And they put Fade's Edict on clock to stop a lot of that damage from coming, but it was way too much. And they were still able to catch the heroes on the back line. 9, I didn't see exactly how he got into that, but he was trapped in the arena with his abilities on cooldown. He wasn't able to escape. So here it is again. But he pulls the creep wave, he puts cogs down, they save him from that burst damage, but with the snowball, Puck ends up phase shifting there. He tries to silence to get outside, but he misjudged, and that's what committed him to dying. So, I mean, Puck made a mistake there. He needed to get out of that to not get caught. And then, even though the vacuum wall was so good, the fight was over at that point. They'd already used all of their committal of spells. So, what looked like a vacuum wall, there's no follow-up, and now...
Oh, that's a dead 33.
Control's important. They don't want DDs this game. They want Invis runes.
Okay, they're gonna try to make a play here over onto Taiga. Snowball. Walrus punch forward. Do they have enough damage to take him out? Not quite as Bata now forced away. Mickey looking for the spear. Nice body blocking here coming out again from this clockwork. They will be able to finally slay Mickey.
Skeeter has to rotate for that one, but decent kill. 3-3 gets the goal. They even dig up a beautiful bounty rune that got lost in the ground here. Darkseer is going for a medallion into Solar Crest Rush, so he's not going to be super tanky, but he just wants... They need to make Wraith King strong, because otherwise they're just going to have too many issues in this match.
Under attack.
I mean, I feel like that has consistently been the name of the game for the side of Tundra whenever we do see Skeeter get his Wraith King. And just have to hope that they can make the space here. Taiga throwing out the shards, making taunting a little bit. 9 will go and collect himself that creep on his way out, but they do have to be a little careful. Plenty of other heroes in the vicinity here on the side of Liquid. Ready to jump in. We have the Blink Dagger, of course, completed for Sumail, so he's going to be able to blow up people very easily, especially with Insania following. And again, I like the duo. I like watching, these guys make these gank squads. Again, they're going to try to negate some of that magic damage.
I don't mean to be alarmist,
just some time there.
But
does the Ice Blast, Sumail wasn't able to get the toss follow-up either, so not on disable. A nice evasion there, but 4K gold disadvantage is not insignificant, and it's going to lead to Lone Druid getting pretty far. Picks up a Maelstrom. Interesting, gives him some AoE, some ability to farm. We'll see if he commits to the full Mjolnir or goes for a different... Generally, attack speeds are really, really good on Lone Druid, and against a Radiance that's going to come later on, Mjolnir active is really good as well. Let's see if Darkseer can survive.
Oh, he's just on the cusp there, so he's able to teleport out. And Liquid's gonna be searching those woods for a little while longer.
I'm gonna watch the replay for that one, that's for sure. gotta learn those new spots to juke, guys. I've learned a new one. Saves his life. 3-3 is always so good at being up to date on the newest tricks and tips and stuff like that. Just such a smart player.
Is under attack.
And that could have been his 6th death. We'll ignore the first 5 deaths.
Because it was so sick, that one juke spot.
Evaded that 6. Yeah, the 6th.
And definitely, knowing where you're positioning, and the juke spots are very, very important now. As there have been quite a few added, and that makes for some very exciting and entertaining Dota. You have to be careful, though. The evasion's coming in here from Liquid. They spot themselves out a nice, juicy stack. That hurts. You don't want to lose that. You can't really do anything about it, though.
It's like they'd rather fight. Sumail's in position, but yeah, they're just going to clear it. That one feels really bad. This is slowing down Skeeter so much. He ended up not going for the Midas, instead opting to go towards Relic and Radiance faster, but he still doesn't have the Relic picked up. Farm speed of the enemy team is just really high. Even Mickey is matching him on the Mars. He's gone tanky.
Is that the correct play, to skip the Midas and go for the Radiance, or do you think that, they're going for the Radiance because they know that they need to fight earlier?
He probably was a little bit too contested to feel like Midas was the right play. Is probably Midas. If he had like a free farm lane and gets it a couple minutes faster, yeah, he probably goes Midas. But this match, it's been tough. Like, look where he's running. He's running behind the tier 2. They do not know where the gank is coming, or at least he's just trying to be safe. But he's got the relic finish, but he's just not. He's not able to maximize this farm because like pressuring so well.
Oh, they want 33. They are hunting. Careful, my friend. Ooh. Do they see him? They spot him. They spot him now, that's for sure. Avalanche toss, even an ice blast. They don't even need the ice blast. Smell just blows up the dark sphere.
Just a little bit of a mistake there. Misestimating what the safe distance was. Aiming from Mjolnir, he's getting pretty darn close to that. This Sumail just gets levels, then he moves around the map with 1 or 2 other heroes, and he's just looking for kills constantly.
I repeat
Gonna
myself.
restrict Tundra's ability to get some. Maybe they kill Taiga bottom though.
Yeah, they're gonna see if they can make it happen. They've got the clockwork, of course, the silence, waiting, rift, everything, and they'll find themselves a quick pickoff, but still, quite looming large right now.
They definitely needed that though. Get something on the map, even if they're cooldown.
Okay, but
Bad for him.
I mean, Sumail spot snaking.
Tower is being attacked like
Death.
nobody's
He
business.
did get a killing spree before that, so that'll be fine. That buys time for Skeeter here. Is trying to finish the Rad. His net worth is still okay.
He's trying to hang in there. It's been hard because their jungle has just been invaded constantly by Liquid. They've, took away that giant stack that they had over on the side. And like, look at the vision that they've got up to. You can see they've got some nice deep wards planted to keep tabs on everything. And, really just figure out, where are people? What are the item timings? This is, oh god, 33. Spirit up against the tree. Get off the, okay, they get the save coming out here from Fata as they go and they drop that wall. They'll use the arena to walk away here.
Times you're like, this is the most killy kill I've ever seen.
9.
You just mess it up.
9 is in no man's land, and Sumail collects himself another kill. He's the only one who can do this, though, I feel, right? Because he's the hardest one to get your hands on.
But on the bright side, 3-3 doesn't die, at least. He's got a Solar Crest finish now. So now if they do group up and fight, at least they'll be able to nice bump on like good movement speed, armor, attack speed, all that good stuff.
Yeah, but they're already in the pit here, Purge. This is looking like this will be our first Roche here. We're Liquid, and I'm not sure how they go and they contest this. I don't think they can they?
It's hard. They have so much minus armor. Corrosion and Medallion and Blightstone.
Yeah, look, he's just melting.
Stack with it.
On the bright side, I'm sure they're going to be happy. They do get the Philosopher's Stone. I can hear Fogged in the back just like, oh, they got the Philo Stone. It's fine. But, 9 poking away over here. They can't do anything about this, though. This Roche goes down. It's going to be Coif grabbing up that Aegis. So that is our first Roche of the game. And, man, Liquid, they have all the momentum right now. Bottom lane, Snake King. Tossed up here. Hook shot. Ice Blast coming in hot, though. So it doesn't even matter. Sumail just tosses the tree out and says, get out of my lane.
Throws the tree and walks away like a cool guy.
Yeah, you can see the sunglasses going down over his eyes, too, as he strolls out. Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Let us fight.
They gotta push these side lanes, because otherwise you're not getting any farm. Sometimes you're gonna get ganked like this. It's still fine for Snake King to... And now that they know Sumail was bottom,
Yeah,
they are
make a
running
play.
top to see if they can Taiga.
Yeah, Dream Coil's gonna get used immediately over into Taiga. They're gonna try to burst him down so that way he doesn't have any save left. So he will fall. The hunt is on. But they're not able to grab their hands on anybody beyond that.
They wanted to run in, but they're like, this is a bad idea.
But they have the vision. They have those wards over to the side, so Mickey, he knows exactly. Except for the fact that Knight is hiding in the trees, but I mean, what can this puck really hope to do too much other than just blink Mickey? Cancel out that blink dagger. Orbing forward here, gonna try to root down the bear. Jump forward though, coming up from Mickey, as he's just gonna immediately try to go and blow up Fata. There'll be no saving this time around. 3-2 caught over here on the side, and it's a Dream Coil coming out, but it doesn't do a whole heck of anything as Tundra is just forced to run away. Oh, Mickey with the spear back over onto Skeeter. The 5X come out immediately now. from Tundra. He's going to come right back up again, but the burst damage is real. Nine trying to click away over here on Mickey. Over on the back lines, they do end up losing Insania. Mickey falls. They get the nice vacuum off. Can they finish him off though? But Smail does so much damage. They get the save off over onto Skid. They're going to hunt down, and they will be able to go collect the kill over onto Smail. Koifa now running. The creeps kind of blocking him into place. The shards coming in. Oh, long range stun though over here on the bear. They want to at least clean up on this. Nice fear though coming out from Koifa's bear.
Orb
I
now.
have no reason to lie
Human
about such
7.
things.
I thought they were going to get the bear for sure, but that roar was excellent. It basically was the same time the orb came out, so he couldn't orb jump, and his dream coil was coming off cooldown. But ultimately, that cost Tundra a lot. They had to buy back almost all of their heroes there because Liquid had done such a good job initiating. And Mickey jumps in, gets the ulti off, kills the Oracle. It means that the next guy they go on is vulnerable. That was Darkseer. Here comes his blink in. He gets the ultimate off. On Fada, they tried to interrupt his blink dagger with the rocket flare, but he had popped his hood barrier, which blocks the damage, still allows him to blink. That's why he was able to get on top of him. Then Tiny jumps in, focusing on Darkseer. They kill him before he gets his vacuum wall off, and then he tosses back Skeeter, forcing them, or sorry, spears him back, forcing them to commit to this fight. They would have just disengaged and lost their tower, but they had to jump in. If they lost Skeeter here with his ulti, I felt like the game would have been over there. So still decent for Tundra, but amazing engagement by Liquid. Those buybacks might really cost them later on.
I don't know, Purge. I have this feeling that we're probably going for a long series here. I know the way that Tundra likes to play. If they can get enough time, we're probably going to see a very scary Skeeter going toe-to-toe with Liquid.
I'm really unsure right now. I think they're in a good spot on Liquid. Despair though.
They want Despair. They've had enough of it. Another Savage Roar though. Snake King. Gonna hook shot away over to Fata. He's in a good position as Taiga facing down here with Skeeter. He's gonna have the reincarnation up in just 1 second though, so they can't. Oh, look at the Dream Coil over onto the back lines. They'll follow up with an arena here from Mickey as they go and they spear over to the side. But again, Fata coming in with the saves. Koifa, he's going to go down for the first time. Already taken out Insania, and now it feels like Liquid. They're on the back foot. Taiga running away. Koifa trying to shift back over into this bear form. Tundra not quite sure how they want to approach this, though, as Mickey throwing out the spear doesn't quite connect. Moving forward here from 9. Going to start plinking away over here. Sticky, they'll go, they'll use the cogs up. Smell looking for the opening, gets a nice avalanche toss off, and he bursts down Snake King. Now, Skeeter, he's in for some trouble here. They do manage to go and get the Oracle ultimate off over onto Skeeter, buying him a bit more time. 33, though, just running around in circles. Gets a nice vacuum off, but there's nothing else to follow up. Does manage, though, to get Skeeter out. Oh, the toss, though, Fata. That's a big old bear being tossed over here onto this Oracle. So Mel gets yet another kill, and the Ice Blast does get tossed out, but no one is there to receive the end of it.
And those are the diebacks. That's 50 seconds of a death timer for an Oracle at 23 minutes of the game, so they're going high ground here. They did a great job on the Tundra side keeping their allies alive, but once they focus on Mickey, he's got Pike. He's just way too tanky there. With the Sumail able to counter-initiate. Yeah, this is like potentially a 2x. We're gonna get mid for sure. Maybe they'll go top 2.
I don't see how Tundra can force them back until, you know, everybody's up and running again. And even then, it's a bit difficult.
They don't have reincarnation for 30 seconds, and Skeeter's almost got his BKB, but yeah, this just feels like their buybacks cost them a little bit too much there. Gave them some net worth advantage, but losing a fight right outside their base, they might back. They might save their melee here. Gonna be close.
Oracle's gonna be up, so is 33 very shortly. 9 looking for this opening. Tries to come back a little bit. Go away.
Their top barracks has fallen.
And they're gonna get out. Really big advantage now for Liquid. They needed to win that fight pretty decisively, and the first half of the fight went really good. If they didn't have Aegis on Lone Druid, they would have looked really great in that engagement. He would have died the first time. They could have maybe picked off 1 or 2 other heroes, but Mail's just always ready. Mickey's just done a great job. He's been playing exactly how Koifa did in game 1. He gets the fast hood, the fast pike. He knows that all of his cores are difficult to kill, so he just has to get ultra tanky, and he took the focus after that first initial engagement.
We do see some different solutions, though, coming out, but we talked about, you know, Smail. He's actually picked up that BKB now, so it's going to be very hard to pin him down. On the flip side of things, though, do have an Aeon Disc picked up now for Puck. Very important that he can stay alive. And this Oracle getting closer and closer to a Blink Dagger, which I feel like is so necessary for Fata, because they really need to take him out of the equation, and they're doing a good job of it, it seems, most times here on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, they have done that a couple times. So Fada's also been ulting at the perfect moments too, where things look really bad for Skeeter. He drops the ulti, gives him time to escape or to stay alive through it. So yeah, Blink will be excellent. He's almost there. Just needs to dig up a couple more bounty runes, I guess. Then everything will be fine. They've almost got Blink Dagger on Darkseer as well. His net worth is really low. Here's that engagement. Snaking forced a hook shot away to keep himself safe. Taiga looked like he was in a good position. This looked great initially, but Puck's counter initiation was just so good. Wraith King ulti goes off. They're able to pick off the Lone Druid. The vacuum's excellent. They pick up Koikva. Almost got Taiga. And they do eventually clean him up. They don't want to go high ground, of course, but the vision from the illusions, and eventually Mickey kind of walked into them, like, ready to fight. They're like, well, I guess we got to kill this guy. He's got a pipe. Got a 16 stick, blocking 60% of physical damage from the front, and that just gave Sumail like the easy Avatos to clean up those utility supports. Skeeter was gonna die, but gets saved with the ulti, and he kind of wants to go back in, but he's got Mjolnir charge on him. Like, how are you gonna kill 2,000 HP Mars at that point in the game? It's just really hard unless Wraith King feels confident to slap him.
I mean, you're not gonna be able to go in and give him the slaps there by any means. You can see they're pretty happy at the way that they turned that fight around. And yeah, so we're just waiting for a moment here. Do have a smoke over on the side of Liquid. I'm sure they're feeling pretty good right now with the current item pickups that they just got. They have that BKB over on Sumail. I have a feeling they're going to be kind of sweeping around here. And you can see that Koifa has what's the word? I don't want to say exponentially because I know JJ absolutely hates when you use that in the wrong phrase. See, I listen to you, JJ. I do. But you know, you are seeing that growth coming out. Just an empty box. All right. They're hunting though, for sure.
Aghanim Shard on Lone Druid too, for the bonus attack speed for him and his allies, and with Sumail going back for a right-click build with his BKB, he's queuing up Shard. This extra attack speed is going to mean Sumail does insane damage Daedalus afterwards. So the death ball of Liquid here, tag team amplifying damage and attack speed increase from Lone Druid, everything just makes sense.
And of course, Sumail finding himself with double damage too doesn't hurt either.
Tier 1.
Alright, the blink is completed now for Fata, so his positioning in these fights should feel a little bit better, but of course Liquid is just going to be running at them. They know that they're very strong right now, and you know, the later this goes, the more chance it gives for Skeeter to become a real threat. That's so completed now for Mickey. Pressure is on. Look how fast these towers go.
Both a Tiny and a Lone Druid. Pretty scary. Alright, they're going to run back now. Here they go. Let's see if they can defend this. There's Sieging, he's got the Solar Crest.
Look at the damage coming out from Sumail with that double damage. Cleans up the Skelly boys.
It'd be insane. Slap the bear again, it becomes so much armor here with the AC finish.
You just keep trying to disarm it too. Just please don't touch our towers. This damage though, Skeeter already down to half health. Oh, and they'll use the Drip Coil over on the back line with a beautiful wall vacuum combo, but they need more damage out of here. 33 is just an island all by himself. The snowball coming in here from Taiga. There's a punch. 9 does find the kill over onto Insanius. Sumail, look at this arena here. Snaking is trapped. Skeeter is going to go down first time. Snaking trying, he's just holding them in place a little bit longer. Eventually will get taken out by Mickey. And I just don't know how they get in here. 9 and Aeon just does pop. Mickey chasing after them. The Savage Roar will force Skeeter back. And the focus is on there. Just paying attention to these racks. They're trying to get rid of this bear. It's been an absolute thorn in the side. Mickey, though, going forward again with the God's Rebuke. Can they burst down anyone else? The toss up into the air. This is not looking good for Skeeter, but Fada, he hits his buttons perfectly. He's going to be able to keep him alive just a bit longer. So he is rooted into place, but he just, I don't know if they have enough save. They don't have the save for him. The buyback now coming out from Skeeter. Fata is just going to be sacrificed to the Liquid gods over here. And now 9, he's trying to just be as obnoxious as possible. They have a ward, they have the vision. Look at Mickey waiting patiently, not going to be able to quite land it. As over on the back lines here, Skeeter is just forced to run back into his fountain.
So hard for them to engage past the bear. The bear is just keeping Skeeter out of the fight. The vacuum wall is great. The Dream Coil's great, but this could be a good start though. 10 seconds still true for him, but no follow-up on Quake.
Snaking on the back lines, just get the jump. over onto Koifa, but this bear's just shredding him into pieces. Samel, BKBing, he's gonna teleport away. Koifa though is left behind. 9 here is gonna keep trying to poke. Do you have that dream coil? But Samel, he sticks around. He decides he's not quite done just yet as Koifa's getting chased down here by Skeeter, but the GG does get called. They realize this bear, this rock, everything coming out from Liquid is just too strong.
Liquid played amazing this game. They crushed that safe lane. The Lone Druid plus Tuss lane. They killed Clock and Darkseer so many times.